I believe in you.
Whatever you conclude you can or can't do,
I do too.
the listener who's listening to.
Karen was just writing something to me since I sent her this
The
message.
seeker reaching for someone to
And
hold.
before the let me know when you're on it. Breathe in, I can tell me
Come across to greener grass.
She was sending me a message to tell her, let her know when I was live. I'll go accuse me of ad hominem argument today. I thought that was pretty funny.
Your truffles are gilded, you just have to dig through the dirt. The herd is only
Yeah.
That's how you know that you're
He was showing me
once you stop the laughing.
a Stu Peters video where Stu Peters is, saying the stuff that gets you in trouble, apparently. And, Stu Peters is allowed to have, it's weird how Algo ignores this part of the equation, right? If somebody has a huge following, it's because they've been allowed to have a huge following.
I'm an 11-ton butterfly. I'm gonna die.
But yeah, it's like it's, and that's what I said. It's like, dude, sure, whatever he's talking about, sure, I'm sure it's true. I mean, look around. The whole Epstein thing, there's no secrets anymore. Or it's not a secret anymore, I should say. There's plenty of secret.
If you hate your boss, it's time to quit. You need to
Come on, doofus.
jump over the rip with fear.
But this is it's just so frustrating for me. Because I ask him, okay, so I do get that he has a big team and all that shit. And I don't know the morning, Karen. I don't know the history of that guy. I don't know. When did he appear online? When did Stu Peters just sort of appear? What I do know, without a shadow of a doubt, is that he pushes Jesus. That he believes in Christianity. The Jews hate Jesus and all this other dumb shit. Unfortunately, I was talking to my kids about it today. But the thing is, so the reason I was talking to my kids about it is because I bought my kids the full season, the full complete series of South Park. And there was this episode that we were watching today, and it was about Cupid Yee, where there was a little angel, naked, of course, because strange as shit, South Park shows little kid dicks a lot. And I guess because it's animated, it makes it okay, I guess, and of course, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, obviously. And you see that, South Park's very good at doing the narrative where, on the surface it might sound like they're talking bad about Jews, but they're really not. And so, this Cupid Yee episode, because again, it's all about making Kanye look like he's just fucking crazy. At the end of the episode, it sort of concludes with Cartman catches the little angel and forces, which makes it normal again. It makes it normal again. So if you're literally, this is what I keep telling you, this is auto-emancipation, this is take your meds, this is schizophrenic, this is, delusional, this is all of the shit that they do to me. Right there for you to see it. That what conspiracy theory am I going with? But that the point of that is that if you speak out against the Jews, you need medication. And the medication that they give you will make it so you still know all of this shit. You don't care. I know this stuff, but I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to upset anybody. It's all out now, well enough to even awaken the comatose. You'd think, but there sure is a lot of racist, dumbass pieces of shit out there that are still proudly Trump supporters. You know, pedophile, but that's when you have to keep breaking it down, and you have to understand that part. That they're you know, they support. I didn't realize they had shut the shit. It's amazing how much more difficult. I didn't realize they had shut the shit. It's amazing how much more difficult this whole thing used to be. What the fuck? Look at these. Look at these cops just blocking the fucking road so nobody can get through because somebody crashed into a house. What? I should get out and fucking film it. Yep. The proud goy. Again, you don't honestly think like making gay jokes bothers me, right? Especially when it's pedophile fucking friars making those jokes. You don't really think that works, do you? Homosexual! You're a homosexual! Okay. Yep. I'd be a really bad gay guy then, huh? It's fucking hilarious. But again, think about this. So what am I saying that has somebody so upset that they're just going, homosexual, 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 and they're not even, they're typing it, so they have to type it out. What do you think? Who's going to be mad if I'm saying that stuff? Other than pedophile friars. Who's going to get so upset by me talking bad about the friars that they're going to start trying? It's not like they're going to start debunking anything I'm saying. We all know that'll never happen. They don't even like, again, like they could at least be like, yeah, well, I don't like what you're doing, but, you know, yeah, we should kill pedos, but you're still a douche. Like they could say something like that, but they never do. It's just the same crybaby, now we're making faces. Because they're dumbass inbred friars. They can't keep up. They can't say anything intelligent. They're not intelligent. Their belief structure is a pedophile cult. They can't deny it. What could they possibly say? How could they possibly deny that they belong to a pedophile cult? It's like how Ludnick, you guys have seen that? How every time the Epstein files get brought up and Ludnick is standing behind Trump, he just starts bursting out laughing like openly laughing. Who does that? But look at here, you see it here. Now, I guess, getting called pedophiles, exposing how stupid they are, that is what they think is funny. Just like Ludnick. I mean, you guys are doing it for me. You know? It's so fucking insane. You know, ask yourself, who does stupid shit like that? Who is going to get mad at what I'm saying? Just that simple. You know, and it's really like, how can you be this stupid? Oh, look, we have Mackenzie here yet again. The Mackenzie pedophile that is literally posting pizza emojis. Literally posting pizza emojis, talking about how proud they are to be who they are. Yet, of course, they're going to hide their identity because they know that I would, you know, do everything I could to make sure they were killed. I would try to, you know, hire people. I would do whatever I could. Show me who you are and you'll be killed. That's the point. They won't do it. They're so proud to be a pedophile, but they won't acknowledge who they are. You see that? Whole bunch of pride there. Oh yeah, we've got a 9-year-old here, 8:30 in the morning, and they're not at shul? Gotcha, that makes sense. I pretend like I'm a 9-year-old. Again, who does that shit? Who does that? Only these fucking weirdos. But it's like I'm so glad they're this stupid. You know, I'm so glad that they're contributing to the database and they're acknowledging who they are and they're proving my point, because I say it all the time. If I said these things and they didn't come through and do this, I would look crazy. But they just can't help it. Look how stupid they are. They can't even get their niggers right because they're too stupid. And, of course, they're too cowardly to actually just say it in one comment. It's just cowardly bullshit. Cowardly, Jewish, pedophile bullshit. And if I'm wrong, I'll be happy to admit it. If anybody can show me anything to even hint that I'm wrong, let's have it. Let's hear what you have to say, you fucking morons. The McKenzie profile is an admitted pedophile, you guys. They are admitting to being a pedophile, and they often post comments about how proud they are to be a pedophile. Do you guys get this? They're validating everything I've said from the beginning. I've told you guys, it's the Jewish pedophiles that are here, and they do that, right? They do this shit. They come in here to prove that I'm right. Western culture was great before Christians, as the Greeks and Romans, blah, 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 blah. Moreover, people, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. If you keep using the word pedophile repeatedly, maybe you won't be one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So the guy that makes the feed where we try to out these pieces of shit every day and call for their execution, not the profiles that make fake profiles so they can come in and talk shit to that guy. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. No, you make sense. Right? You know? I know whenever it comes down to things, that's the way you look at it. These people who won't tell you why they're here. They won't tell you what it is. If they tell you anything, oh, because it's so entertaining. Who thinks it's entertaining to be called a pedophile? Who thinks it's entertaining to, hear about pedophilia and shit? That's fucking weird. So it's either I'm just the most entertaining thing in the world. There's nothing else more entertaining, which, oh, wow, that hurts. Or what? What is their other reason? They never give any reasons for why they're here. I can explain it, right? I think I can give you a pretty good explanation as to why they're here. Let them practice their alphabet, dude. It's the greatest achievement to date, obviously. You still live in your mom's basement. Yep. Oh, look at this shit. Look at this dumb ass nonsense. I mean, it's just insane. Again, let's say I lived in my mom's basement or in my mom's attic or anything like that. Does that somehow override pedophilia? Because that's the part you don't seem to want to mention. You seem to make it sound like if I lived at my mom's house, who's dead, but if I lived at my mom's house, that's the most important thing here. Not these fucking pedophiles, right? Now dumbass says, why oh you are a half-breed? Yeah. Why oh you are? Look at how stupid they are. They just can't help it. It's the same shit over and over again. And their arrogance and their inbred stupidity is what keeps this going. Because they hate this idea that this goyim keeps making them look like pieces of shit. So they keep trying to come up with something. They just can't. I'm wrong. I'm not wrong about anything. Right? I love the shit that they say. Like, again, so you're here to get called a pedophile, not deny pedophilia or genocide, and beg for my attention for what reason then? What is it? Fight me. Oh yeah, okay, let's fight. Grr, you want to fight? Come get your ass kicked. I dare you. I dare you. But again, think about it. So what I'm saying about killing pedophiles and overthrowing the Jews has this dumbass so mad he wants to fight about it? Gee, I wonder who that could be, huh? I wonder. Well, post your address. Post your address. I'll pull up. I'll pull up. I got something to prove to some random pedophile piece of shit. Right? Oh, look. The pedophile is talking about how he loves the Jews. Go figure. Go figure. He loves the people who like one of their number one practices involves pedophilia, and then there's the whole ritualistic sexual abuse that is specifically for transcendence and redemption purposes. They literally rape their own children. I love them. They're so great. They're so great. I love those other child rapers, right? Because we know you have all that fucking child exploitation materials on your shit. Right? Foreskin vampires. Exactly. They're disgusting. They're obsessed with circumcision. Obsessed with it. It's fucking insane. The screen had gone completely black for me, but still seeing comments. Yeah. Oh, this guy lives in Worcester, UK. Here, let me just pull up to him. I'm going to pull up to the clown who wants to fight about pedophilia. Makes sense to me, right? I love this one dumbass that comes in here again, time and time again, says stupid shit like, Jerusalem will rise again. Right. Right. Gotta love these pedos, man. They're too stupid not to out themselves. It's what they... It's undeniable. I have absolutely exposed this without a shadow of a doubt, which is why they're here in such droves. It's why they're so obsessed. Why else would they be? They spend hours, multiple fake profiles, spend hours every day begging for my attention while, supporting pedophilia. Who do you think these people are? And again, everything they say, the whole Jerusalem will, that shit, they're acknowledging, they're letting you guys know that I'm right. It's nothing but Jewish pedophiles here consistently trying to interfere. The last thing they want is a unified goyim, ready to eliminate their pedophile cult. And I'm pretty sure that, it doesn't really matter who you are. As soon as you actually understand the truth behind their cult, you're not going to support anything they have to do with. They're awful. Like, they really are the worst people in the world. All the Epstein stuff is trivial. It's a distraction from the fact you hear this. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. That's why flat earthers are allowed to have such high view counts, right? Because they don't want us focusing on that dumb shit. The shit that doesn't actually fucking matter. Gotcha. I couldn't care less what we live on. I know they're lying about what we live on, but I couldn't care less. It doesn't. And when you compare it to the pedophile stuff and the Jewish control scheme, it's nothing. It's nothing. Look, we have a whole bunch of them. They're here. They're here in droves. They're acknowledging the point. The point being that it's a bunch of Jews here. What's up, Algo? They must really be getting scared, right? Because they're actually coming out and saying a lot more than they ever used to. And it's out of that desperation that the truth is going to be shown. You know, they're so stupid they don't realize it. Like, again, when I keep saying over and over again, what motivates someone to be here to talk shit? And they're screaming, Jew power! They're not screaming, fuck pedophiles! They're not screaming, kill pedos! They're not screaming, equality for everyone! They're defending their own pedophilia cult. And I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, we know the whole underground thing. No, we know. We know. New York Church exposed that shit. Right? The fucking synagogue with the Jews coming out of the sidewalks and shit. Like, it's so funny how all of it is like, oh, that's just conspiracy theory. And then a couple weeks later, it's like, oh, well, yeah, well, don't pay attention to that part. Don't pay attention to that part. Look at Mackenzie keeps talking about pizza. Do you think that there are regular people out there that are just making pedophile jokes? Do you really think that there are people out there that aren't pedophiles that are trying to be called pedophile over and over again because they think that's funny? Other than a pedophile, who would think that's funny? I posted my address and you got quiet real. Okay, let's see if we can find his address. Let's see. Where's your address, bitch ass? Nope. There's no address. There's no address. Nope, you didn't post your address. You're just a lying piece of shit. That's all it is. Yep. A lying piece of shit. What a surprise. A Jew is lying. Oh my gosh. Are you guys surprised that a Jew is lying? They don't ever lie, do they? They're not the biggest liars in history, are they? No. I am shocked that the cowardly pedophile Jew is lying. I posted my address. No, you didn't, you piece of shit. You're a cowardly, lying, pedophile piece of shit. And you wouldn't post your address. You know people would show up. You know people would show up. Yeah. Something I'm saying sure has them upset. No one's talking to you, you dumb fuck. Are you talking to me? I'm in the UK. I want to fight you. Wait, come on. I thought you posted your shit. Now he's saying he goes to the province in Novi to get his psych meds. Oh, wow. The Jew is claiming that somebody talking about them needs psych meds. Because I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong. That's not the only thing they can do. They don't rely on that going all the way back to the auto emancipation pamphlet, right? Psych meds. This is all they have. They know they can't actually argue the points. So they got to shoot the messenger. And if they can make the listener think the messenger is crazy, then they have, that's literally their only option. That's the only thing they can do. They literally just, there's nothing they can say. And you see it, right? You see it right here. Look at this crybaby insanity. Look at all this shit, man. Just crying and crying and crying and crying. Oh, crying. Not one of these guys is saying anything about how, we should stop pedophilia. We should end Matitza Bapay. We should stop the genocide. None of it. This is what they do. I already did talk about that. That's not an ad hominem argument. What are you talking about? How do you figure that's ad hominem? What part about it was ad hominem? You're not at all concerned as to why the person is allowed to exist like that. You think Stu Peterson is telling you secrets. He's talking about stuff that they don't want us knowing, and yet he's just allowed to. He doesn't get the same kind of censorship I get, right? You don't think that matters? You don't think that has anything to do with things? You don't even use ad hominem correctly. Ad hominem is everything on here. Again, there's literally a person on here that keeps posting proudly Pizzagate shit. Stu gives lots of details about what's going on. What else does Stu do? Stu pushes Jesus. Stu wants people to believe in Jesus. Do you think controlled opposition doesn't tell you the truth? Controlled opposition is them telling you the truth. Right? They have to tell you a lot of truth. If they don't tell you a lot of the truth, then they're not very good. They won't have people believing them. So Stu will say a lot of stuff that actually, matters. But at the end of the day, he's still pushing their control scheme. How can Stu Peters be so smart, look up all the stuff he looks up, provide all the information he provides, and then stop at Christianity? Where is the disconnect there? How come I can do it? Right? At the end of the day, if the guy is telling you that, you got to pray about it. You gotta get together and support the pedophile organization because that's the secret to fixing this. What the fuck do you think? Wow, we have a bunch of pizza posters, right? A bunch of pizza posters because I'm wrong. And again, go to Stu Peters' page and look at his comment section. Is there anything like this? Nope. What do you think, he's just deleting all those comments? No. Why would he? He's doing what he's told to do. And at the end of the day, what's the solution? Well, the solution is we need Jesus. We need Jesus. We need Jewish Jesus to fix shit for us, right? We can't do it ourselves. And literally we can't, right? If you believe in the Bible, if you accept the idea of a devil, the devil, if you believe that the devil can do anything, that the devil is real, then you're submitting to their narrative. You're saying, fuck man, well, we can't do anything about it. What do you think if Thanos shows up, the humans can beat Thanos? No. We need the Avengers. We need their superhero. There was no before Christianity. This is the part where you have to sort of wake the fuck up. What you think of as history is just their bullshit narrative. Literally. I wouldn't trust any of it. I don't even know what the cutoff date is or cutoff year is, but I definitely wouldn't trust anything they say regarding the way that shit is supposed to have worked. With the first major financial crisis, again, you start talking about 1800 bullshit, this, that, and the other, you're just going with what they want you to say. It's all Jewish fairy tale bullshit, man. None of it's real. The same people that are telling you this, that, and the other thing, they're not fucking, they're not talking about the what's going on, man? Let me get the rest on one. Thanks, buddy. They're not talking about the Jews killing people, this and that. It's all just bullshit, man. It's all fake bullshit to keep you distracted. Even the whole idea of like the Jews, black people are the original Jews and shit. That's just more bullshit to validate Christianity. So instead of just wiping out this stupid fucking fake narrative, Jesus, this, that, and the other, it enforces it. And now you're sitting here arguing, no, we're the real Jews. No, you're the real Jews. No, we're the real... It's fucking stupid. Imagine being a fucking pedophile. Imagine being one of you pedophiles and you can't even argue with what's being said. You're just fucking... Kirk went off script. No, he didn't. Kirk was a bad guy. There is no, like the whole notion that Charlie was going against Israel. Charlie was speaking out against Israel. No, he fucking wasn't. The clips that you see are carefully edited clips to make it sound like he was questioning more than he was. There's that famous clip where he's actually talking to Ben Shapiro and he's like, but Ben, I thought you guys controlled this and you guys did that and blah, blah, blah. It's not a real conversation. He's not really saying that shit. He doesn't really, he's saying it sort of like, he's saying it ironically. Like, well, I thought that's what the conspiracy was, Ben. Ha, ha, ha. It's a joke. Charlie was created by Israel. Charlie was never anything other than what he was supposed to be. And even him being Kirk, if that's even real, which, at this point, do you even believe it? Do you really believe that the footage you've seen? What proof do you have? There literally should have been, think about any other rally you've ever seen anywhere. Damn near everyone there has their phone out and filming. Where are the hundreds of different views of Charlie being Kirked? Especially the cameras from behind him. Right? Charlie was Israeli operative start to finish. If you look at his donor list, it looks like a bar mitzvah sign-in sheet. There's no questioning whether Charlie was doing what he was supposed to do. And the biggest thing is, look, if Charlie was actually speaking out against Israel, well, they sure didn't seem to notice. How come they didn't notice? How come the Israelis didn't turn on Charlie? They turn on somebody you meet. There's a great example of it with Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is the biggest schmeckle sucker in the fucking group, man. That dude loves him some schmeckle mouth, right? And Piers had on, it was like the minister, the liaison, the whatever it's called, the UK ambassador to Israel or something like that. And she was on and she was saying, Piers was like, well, what about all the children that are being reported to be killed? How many of the people being killed are children? And she would say, well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. She kept saying, I don't know. And finally, Piers was like, well, but I mean, shouldn't you know? Out of like everybody else in the world, shouldn't you be the one that knows because it's your job to know? And then like a couple of weeks later, or a week later, whatever, he has on the Israeli ambassador to the UK. So it's the opposite. And he's pissed. And he's like, I don't understand. I've been a staunch supporter of everything Israel this whole time. I never even said anything bad about Israel. But when I asked the ambassador about what she was talking about, I start getting all kinds of threats. I start getting all kinds of comments and shit. What's that about? And the ambassador says, well, it wasn't about, necessarily what you said, but how you said it. People didn't like your tone and blah, blah, blah. But he is the staunch Israel supporter, never wavered, was just sort of like, what about all the children being killed? And that brought the ire of the Israelis, of the Jews. You know, he was getting death threats and all this other shit just for asking simple questions. And while still pledging total allegiance, like it wasn't like he was breaking from it. He was like, what about the children being killed? And so you see that, like, when it comes to somebody on that level, if they sneeze the wrong way, there was the British candidate, whatever, he kept saying Epstein. His name was Epstein, Epstein or Epstein or something like that. And he got in all kinds of trouble because people were saying, he's saying it too Jewish. He's saying it in a way that focuses on the Jewishness of it. Well, guess what? Epstein was a fucking Jew. You can't deny that shit. I don't even know what these people are talking about anymore. It's just crazy. You was just threatening to pull up on me until I gave you my address. You haven't given your address yet, you dumbass. Why do you keep lying? Like, again, you keep lying. If you weren't lying, you just post it again. Why don't you just post it again? Obviously, I missed it the first time. So post it again. Because, I want to go beat up some dumb piece of shit Jew. Why would I want to get my hands all dirty? Ugh. I don't even want to touch you guys. Oh, here he is. He's at a hotel. Right, that's his address. He lives at a hotel. 9123 Shrepfer? What the hell is Shrepfer? Shrepfer Road, Hotel, Michigan? You live in Hotel, Michigan? Where the fuck is Hotel, Michigan? Oh, now you're in Howell. Oh, so I'm going to drive all the way to Howell to go beat down some piece of shit Jew. Gotcha. Right, because that's what I do. Again, I love that this dude wants to fight because I think we should kill we should kill pedophiles and overthrow the Jews. Who do you think is going to get so mad at that statement that they want to fight about it? Meh. I'm only 45 minutes away, punk. You were saying you were going to pull up on anyone who posted their address. Yep, that's what I said. All of you should keep posting your addresses. Make sure you're not like this moron and actually spell it correctly. But this, well, actually, I'm sure a lot of you are fucking inbred friars as well. Would you come fight me? I should matter to you more. You matter to me so much. Why don't I matter to you more? Why don't I matter more? Don't I matter more? Let's see. 9, 1, 2, 3. Now it's sheepfer. Let's see. Let's see. Based on your query, there is no direct match for that fucking address in Howell. Gee, he posted his address. There's no address. Go figure. The Jew is lying. Is anybody shocked that not only is the Jew lying, but he's a piece of shit coward? Isn't it cute? And again, because he's so mad that I think we should kill pedophiles. Oh, how dare you suggest that we kill pedophiles? Calling Pepper a coward. So, I mean, people a coward. You can't even get your shit correct. Good job, dude. A lying friar. A lying friar piece of shit. Who is surprised? They are the worst people in the world, and they do nothing but prove it. How come none of them, they've come on here already multiple times talking about Jew power, Jew this, Jew. How come none of them has said anything good about Jewish people? How come none of them says, oh, you're wrong about this. We're good because of that. We do this. How come they don't say anything like that? Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. My bad. Vulgarity doesn't get through to the people. Oh, vulgarity. Oh, you mean like I should be more like your buddy Kid Rock? Because he's not vulgar at all. Kid Rock, Epstein Island. Look at this shit. You are a coward, says the guy who didn't post his address. It was a fake address, but it sends you to my real address. Sure. Right. He gives a fake address. This is chosen inbred friar logic. He gives an address that's a fake address, but it's going to bring him to the right place. Right. I believe that. I know Howell wouldn't let you live there, you piece of shit friar. Howell doesn't like you. Howell probably hates you guys more than they hate us nowadays. But isn't it great? Like, again, all of this, instead of, saying positive stuff about Israel, saying positive stuff about Judaism, all of this lies, all of this bullshit, all of this, pay attention to me, please, guy, you're so important to me. Please pay attention to me. Because I think we should kill pedos and overthrow the friars. You kiss the walls, so you're a disgusting pedophile then. Is that has to be what you're trying to say, right? Like when you acknowledge shit like that, you're saying that you're a fucking pedo. Don't be a twat. I'm talking to you right now. I don't know, Kid Rock. You don't know me either, you fucking doofus. Go fuck yourself and don't swear. Don't swear. Swearing in vulgarity I don't like that. I can't like that kind. It's too slimy and weird. I love when people make the mistake of actually responding to something that they see in the video or that they hear in the video. Because again, you always have to keep this in mind. I continuously say, let's kill pedos and overthrow the Jews, and they never say anything. But then they want to come in and be like, stop being dramatic, bro. Stop being dramatic, bro. He doesn't say, you're right, we should kill pedos. He says, stop it. Stop being dramatic. Fucking insane. But it's also extremely telling. Like, again, come on. It's a common sense thing. By the way, if you're watching, like, share, and sub. Help the fuck out. Look at the fucking shit you're seeing, right? Look at the shit that you're seeing. You don't see this anywhere else, do you? If you saw this shit anywhere else, then sure. Let me know who that is. I'd like to talk to that person. But you're seeing something you don't see anywhere else. So wake the fuck up. The results showed that about 36.8% of the time participants conformed to the group's wrong answer, and about 75% of the participants conformed at least once. Right, those crazy studies, the Asch conformity experiments were a series of studies in the 1950s by Solomon. Okay, so right off the bat, when we start talking about shit that was done in the 50s, and then you have it done by a friar, I don't know how much of that I'm going to believe. Participant was placed in a group with Confederate actors who were instructed to give incorrect answers to simple line matching tasks. Well, there's that thing where it's like where they like they have the experience where they show like the woman is in the waiting room, and every time a boop goes off, everybody stands up and then sits back down. And after like 2 or 3 times, the woman is standing up and sitting back down, even though she doesn't know why, but she's doing it. And then once all of the participants all the actors in the room are eventually called out, even after there's nobody else in the room, the bell is going off and she's still doing it. Because so many of you are fucking stupid. You know, I really don't think people quite wrap their heads around that one piece of this puzzle. Because you don't want to, right? Because in general, you know, we don't want to think the worst of our brothers and sisters. We want to think that people are better than this. But the reality is, most people are dumb enough to believe in Jesus and not know anything about it. They don't know shit. They might know like a couple of things that they could maybe say, thou shalt not kill and stuff like that. But they literally don't know anything. Do you guys know that Mary, Jesus' mammy, was at the most 15, but probably like 12, 13, 14, something like that? That's Pavlovian shit, classical conditioning 101, right? And that's literally religious. You know, that's religion in a nutshell. You're watching other people do something that you don't understand why it provides no benefit. It's actually kind of stupid and tedious when you think about it. And yet you just go with it because, well, everybody else was doing it, so, you know, I don't understand why I'm doing it. I don't know anything about it, but I do it because everybody else does it. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Oh. Yeah, that's fine in the Mexicans' eyes. Yep. Yeah, because Mexicans are the ones that are known for child fucking rape. Hey, they have their quinceañera at 13. It's very true. It's obviously based in the same shit. But they don't get the same powers. Like bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, those kids are considered adults. But it's also, there's not the bottom of darkness aspect of it either. The binding of Isaac kind of shit. Bunch of Pavlov's dogs. Look at my numbers, man. It's funny how every time I remind people, hey, don't forget to like, share, and sub, the feed takes a huge hit. You know, we were at like 18, 19 viewers at the time. I said it, and then boom, instantly knocked down. I'm sure it's just a fucking coincidence. I'll pray for you, sir. You're, Y-O-U-R, a demon. Can you imagine that? Like, these people are saying, I am so much better than them. I am so much smarter and more articulate and powerful than they are, that I must be a demon. That's why. It couldn't be because I know stuff. They're literally trying to say I have supernatural abilities because I'm just kicking the shit out of them so bad and their stupid ass beliefs. It's always amazing how stupid people can be. How they'll say stuff without even realizing what they're saying. It's also why we leave them here. It's why I don't block people. You let people go. So, since I said it, I went from 6 likes to 9 likes, but from like 18, 20 viewers down to 2 viewers. I have 2,500 plus subscribers on this channel. The idea that I would go live to 2 viewers any other time than, within that first couple minutes doesn't really make sense. And you can clearly see that there are way more people than the one it's showing me right now. And yet, the manipulation is in full swing. Gotta not only make me think nobody's listening or watching, but you guys as well. If people, they're scrolling through and they see a video, a live feed that has a few hundred likes or a few hundred watchers, they're more likely to watch it. When you have 5 viewers, they're going to be like, oh, that's just a mother dummy. You never gain traction, and you know why. You, sir, are an armchair philosopher, yo. I told you vulgarity won't get you paid. Right. I thought you were going to pray for me, you fucking moron. Like, if you're some arrogant piece of shit that actually thinks that the God of the universe is listening to your fucking prayers, how dare you waste that on me? Please, do not waste that on me, even a drop. If God only listens to like 1 out of 1,000,000 of your prayers, I don't want that one to be something about me when you could be praying that God stops the fucking clergy from consistently raping children. How about you do that? Or how about all the Christians that are being genocided right now in Palestine? How about you have your God do something about that? I haven't heard you say anything intelligent. You're too busy being vulgar, responding to your deadhead followers. Yep. There's nothing intelligent about we should kill pedophiles. There's nothing intelligent about we should overthrow the Jews who control things. Nope. But you're going to pray for me. But you're going to pray because I'm a demon. This is the same person saying I'm a demon, so he's going to pray for me. But I haven't said anything intelligent. Isn't it amazing how those that would identify as Christian are so stupid? They're so incapable of actually just having reasonable discourse, reasonable debate. From my experience, I end up knowing, I seem to know way more about their bullshit than your average Christian. Like, I know way more about the Bible, and then also not just Bible, but the history of the Bible. The historicity of the Bible. I was talking about it with my kid this morning on the way to school. And I was talking to him about the whole Abrahamic thing. And I set it up this way on purpose. And he was, he's listening, but he's like, come on, Dad, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Abraham, the father of the Jewish people, yada, yada, yada. He's married to Sarai. God changed the name, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, by the way, Abraham married his blood sister, the father of the Jewish people and the mother of the Jewish people were brother and sister. And he was like, that's so nasty. Like, even my kid didn't think, well, that's miraculous then, isn't it? He thought, that's fucking nasty. Have you got any home remedies for crabs? Yeah. Go get yourself some diatomaceous earth. Shave all your shit off. And then pat yourself with diatomaceous earth all over your crotchicles. That should kill it. Well, poems and song in the book of Enoch will be the only book. So I think, yep, it would be the oldest book. Why? Well, because that's what they told me to think. Duh. They said so, so I believe it. Do you know that there was a... Where was it? Was it in Tibet? Where they found that old-ass monastery?
Oh.
And it was full of, just 100,000 scrolls that nobody knew existed.
I don't remember where that was. I remember that happened.
It's just a joke. The whole religious narrative is just a fucking joke. It's a terrible one too. Let's see. I made my way. I'm almost there. Yeah, okay. A significant, little-known, and temple-like discovery of the lost scrolls occurred in 2003 at the Sakya Monastery in Tibet, where a hidden library containing roughly 84,000 sealed manuscripts was found in a wall untouched for hundreds of years. These documents likely cover Buddhist scriptures, history, mathematics, and literature. Well, why wouldn't they have talked about Jesus? Talking about everything else, right? I made my... There's been no vulgarity. No, I've said swear words. They don't like swear words. And telling the truth about the pedophilia, blah, 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 blah. It's all bullshit. It's all just bullshit. It's obvious you've read the Bible, but you missed the message. You're, Y-O-U-R, funny. Yep.
What message? The message, we talked about this yesterday. The message changes depending upon the clergy member that is
Interpreting it.
Right, translating it.
Well, because again, there's the parts of the Bible that are supposed to be taken literally, and then there's the parts that are supposed to be like interpreted or whatever. But we don't really know, like, how do you decide which parts are which?
You were having the conversation with Nick, and we talked about that. Why on earth, or anywhere,
open-minded, what's up?
Would, a God give the words to the man that wrote it down, okay, because that got thrown at me yesterday. Give the words and tell this whatever man to write these words.
Oh, you were
down.
talking to Leo's dumbass. Yeah, don't even talk to that fucking
dumbass. It wasn't
dumbass.
just Leo, it was a couple of people.
But he's the main.
But, and with intent that we would need a translator.
And not just a translator, though, an interpreter. A translator is somebody that just will tell you what it says word for word. The interpreter is reading it and then putting their own little spin on the shit.
Right. And again, that changes depending on the congregation you're sitting among.
Yeah, but the message, the main message of the Bible is that the Goyim are the slaves, and whatever we have is theirs. And that's it.
And yes, there are good messages, but again, like we talked about yesterday, that you could get a good message out of any fucking thing you watch.
You can't have a book like that that's supposed to, be what it is without there being good shit in there. It's like Controlled Opposition. Again, Stu Peters is going to tell you a bunch of truth. Ian Carroll is going to tell you a bunch of truth. Joe Rogan is going to tell you a bunch of truth.
I'm watching the hearing against Pam Bondi.
Oh my God, she's a fucking clown.
And yes, she retorted back, well, did Joe Biden, did you guys question so-and-so, whatever, when he was in office?
What does that have to do with anything?
And the congresswoman was like, that is completely irrelevant to the questions you were just asked.
Well, it's ad
It's
hominem.
not-
That's all she can reply with. She is doing her very best.
Oh, she is getting torn up.
Yeah, for sure. The best was when the one broad called her secretary and she was like, "I'm the attorney general," and she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh well, I couldn't tell."
I just saw that one.
That shit was
I
hilarious.
posted the rant from Raskin. Not that I'm a Raskin fan, however.
Isn't it funny how they always blame the computer when they fuck up? It's the talk to text's fault that they fucked up.
Well, of course, there is always.
They always blame it. Not one of them ever takes responsibility and goes, "Oh yeah, you're right, I did it." And they always blame talk to text for using the wrong your.
Okay, but how come you come back with that excuse after you're called out on it? Whenever my talk to text fucks up, as soon as I hit send and I see it, right away I'm like, oh shit, my talk to text fucked up. This is what I meant.
Right.
So
But
you
it
wait
doesn't
until-
fuck up and put the wrong your in. Talk to text doesn't do that. It bases things off of the context of the conversation. So, like, the thing about it is, anybody that defends this, it's because it's difficult for you. When was the last time you were writing something and you went, wait, which your do I use? Never. Right? When you know it,
Well, my
you don't think about it.
Correct has changed it to the wrong your before and it's pissed me off. That has happened.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens all the time.
No. But it has done that sometimes. Never talked to text. I've never had that happen. But I've had
But
to
again,
change it to the wrong
you would,
your.
if you were actually a decent person, you go, yeah, you got me. I fucked up. But that doesn't change anything, blah, blah, blah. You would acknowledge it, and then you still have a leg to stand on. When you blame the computer, that just shows you what a piece of shit you are, right? What a piece of shit you are. Listening yesterday, but wasn't chatting. Well, you should be chatting. If you're watching, you should be liking and sharing and subbing as well. You sound reasonable. Guy's not always empathetic. Not at all. I'm not empathetic to your you mean sympathetic. I think you mean sympathetic on this one. But no, they're just lying. They're lying. You being handicapped has nothing to do with the fact that you can't use the correct words. And isn't it funny how it always fucks up those same words? Never fucks those words up for me. But it always seems to fuck up the same shit talkers. Gotta love it, man. Oh, emphatic. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Yeah, it's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is to point out when people are talking shit about how stupid I am and they can't even use the correct wording. Yeah, you know what? I love it. Especially considering you don't actually argue against any of the points. I would much rather argue like reasonable, intelligent, well thought arguments, but you're not capable of that. It's all just crybaby. Well, if I did do that, you wouldn't listen anyway. So instead of saying things that matter, I just say stupid things. Oh, that makes sense. It's the same shit, man. It's the same shit over and over and over. All of this by people who not once say, yeah, you're right, we should kill pedos. Not once says, yeah, we should overthrow this Jewish fairy tale. I've done incredible work lately. I've connected the Gulf War to, well, it's not, I would assume Epstein was a player at the time, involved. But the Gulf War is connected to the whole pedo network situation. We did the Gulf War because of that. We have Tourette syndrome thanks to vaccines and shit. Like I'm kicking the shit out of this whole narrative. I meant to look up amnesia too. I was going to do that today. Maybe I'll still do that, but I'm watching Mama's Family last night, and Naomi was gonna. They had the double door. You know, I mean, imagine how many people got their shit blown out back when we used to have that swinging door between the kitchen and the rest of the house. You know, that people that shit takes people out in restaurants all the time too. But Naomi was walking into the kitchen, Mama was coming back, popped the door in her face. Naomi got hit, made a funny face, did a 360, and Vinton caught her. And when she woke up, she didn't know who anything was. She didn't know who she was. She had amnesia. And I thought about it, and I thought, man, you know, in the 80s, especially in the 80s and earlier, into the 90s, somebody getting hit in the head and having amnesia was a really, really standard, you know, show theme. Like, you know, if you made enough episodes of whatever show you were on, you would have the amnesia show. And it wrote, so I just had to point out that he can easily find you to debate most days. I think you're missing a lot of his comments then, Karen, because he's a fucking moron. I rarely rely on talk to text, and for it to work, I have to speak like a robot when you're in the middle of a conversation and it's passionate. It doesn't always come out correct. So then you're just a lazy ass because you're saying you don't use it, but in the middle of this situation where there is a male voice coming through the thing, you're trying to talk over my male, instead of just typing it out like you say you normally do because you rarely use it. This time, you decide to use talk to text. It gets all of your other words right, but the you're wrong. Yep. Sounds like it. Man, you just keep digging, don't you? And Karen, reasonable would be him going, yeah, you're right. You got me. I fucked up. I hit the wrong you're. Yep. That would be reasonable. Outside of that, it's not. I was rage baiting you on the demon shit. I'm glad it upset you. It's so obvious you're easily moved on your emotions. Yes, you were rage baiting me and then responding to it laughing and calling you stupid. Because again, like, this is what I'm talking about. Obviously, I upset these guys and I affect these guys with everything I'm doing because they're constantly trying to tell me how they have upset me, how they have affected me the same way I affect them. And it's just such a joke. Like, I love when people are dumb enough to say shit like a demon. Did you hear what I said? He rage baited me into saying how stupid you have to be because you're literally saying I have superpowers. I'm so great at this that I have superpowers, which is why you have to equate me with a demon. And that's me getting upset, apparently. Like, I love when people do this because they end up earning getting ignored, right? Because after you start just going this desperate, this stupid, nothing you say matters anyway, you just get yourself into that large group of people who get ignored. And it's just, you make it so easy because you're just such a fucking piece of shit coward. Like that Kyle piece of shit, right? He gets busted giving the wrong address. Then he says, oh, well, no, it is a fake address, but it'll still, and then he leaves. Because he knows he looks like a piece of shit. He got caught up. But this is what they do, man. This is how this always works. So welcome to the You Get Ignored Club, doofus. If you're thinking you're upsetting me, keep going. Please, keep saying such upsetting things. They hurt me so much. So, damn. I might even reset. Especially since we're only allowed to have 3. Let's see. Let's see when when amnesia first starts coming up, how much do you want to bet that the first documented cases of amnesia, there'll be like some scraggler things where it's sort of mentioned earlier in history, but it's fully documented starting in the 1880s somewhere, along with a huge spike in cases between 1915 and 1930. And, unknown what happened and blah, blah, blah. Let's see what it says. Maybe I'll be wrong here. Maybe I'll be wrong. Anybody worth listening to? No. Yes, rage baiting. Gotta love that. You're rage baiting. You said some words that I didn't like, so I went into a rage over it. It's your fault. You were rage baiting me. You were rage baiting me. Like, people don't know what rage means. People don't know what baiting means. They're just so stupid. Usually when people respond with something like that, I mean, you know they didn't make the term up. So it basically comes down to, at some point, somebody said that to them, and it really upset them. They got really upset by the fact somebody called them out, rage baited them. And when it's like snowflake. Somebody called them snowflake at some point, and they were like, "Oh, that hurts my feelings, so I'm going to say it to other people." It's everything people say is a window into who they are. They could be trying to tell you one thing, but like I keep saying, if out of all of the people in the world, out of everything in the world, you could be doing, there are so many other options on YouTube alone, but Hulu and Facebook and Instagram and all of these other, there's tons of them that I'm too old to even know about, right? Twitches and shit. You could be playing video games on your phone. You could be playing video games on your TV. You could be watching TV. You could be watching a movie on your TV. You could not have anything to do with electronics, and you could be outside doing something. Or, now this is always funny when we're talking about the trolls, but you could actually be with another person, like a spouse or a partner of some sort. Which, again, that's just funny talking to the trolls. But you could literally be doing anything else in the world. And I'm supposed to be upset by the fact that you not just watch me, you set alarms. You watch me every day for hours on end, getting ignored while begging for attention. And I'm supposed to take that as I must be doing something wrong. And I talk about nothing but controversial shit, of which you never seem to be able to address. Instead, it's just a bunch of crybaby, and then you want to tell yourself that I'm upsetting you, though, right? Right? I'm rage baiting you, right? I'm rage baiting you, aren't I? It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I've always said, if I was sitting here telling you guys the secret to life was unicorn poop, we need to start harvesting unicorn poop. Do you really think people would be avoiding what I'm saying so much? Or would they just be like, dude, you're fucking crazy? They would have, no such thing as unicorns. Why would their poop be there? Blah, blah. Like, they would have all sorts of comments. But when you talk about the reality of things, that there's a Jewish control scheme and Israel doesn't actually exist, it's just a boogeyman, just like Zionism, and we need to kill the pedophiles, we need to do this, all the Tartaria stuff, or Tartaria, depending on where you live. Like, all of it. That's what you want to talk about, the other stuff. You want to pretend like you're rage baiting me. I'm talking about all of those things and you can't even pick one of those things to tell me what I'm wrong about, because more than likely, my opinion goes against the grain, and you can't. They've got secondhand Skodas to win. I don't know what a Skoda is, but yeah. Yeah. Orwellian now. No. 1984 already happened a long time ago. 1984 was a long time ago. This is like way more advanced than that. Because the system that the Orwell narrative tells us is one that we would resist. Right? The more you enslave people, this is what I keep talking about, is this is how we make good slaves. They want us to be good slaves. They don't want us to be mopey and shitty and, they want us to dance for that tip. They want us to run fast. They want us to make them smile. They want us to be like, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You have made my little Goyim life better with this little money you can just give me for no reason. For a little tip. Right? They understand this concept of the more comfortable and happy, and delusional your slaves are, the better slaves they are. They may not be as creative as they used to be 100 years ago, filing 300,000 patents in 15 years? Was it 15 years? Yeah, 15 years. Basically 1 a minute for 15 years. Excluding weekends and holidays, of course. They don't want us to be this unified, hey, you know how we're all struggling, but they live really well? They don't want that. They want us going, hey, you're kissing somebody I wouldn't kiss, so I don't like that. Hey, your skin color is different than mine, so I don't like that. Hey, you believe in a different invisible sky daddy than I do, even though it's basically the same thing and it's given to us by the same people under the same moniker of Abrahamic religions. We gotta fight. I mean, look at the dumbass on here, good old Kyle. Hey, Kyle. Kyle wants to fight because I call his fucking cult the pedophiles that they are. Although, like the coward that he is, he gives the fake address. Because they are cowards. He's not going to do anything unless there's an IDF soldier with a gun standing behind him. They're only tough when there's the IDF soldier behind them, and or the person they're attacking is a girl, is a female or a child. It's fucking insane, man. It's just insane how fucking stupid these guys are. So anyway, amnesia is a deficit in memory caused by brain damage or brain diseases. It can also be temporarily caused by the use of various sedatives and hypnotic drugs. The memory can be either wholly or partially lost due to the extent of the damage that is caused. Yada, yada, yada. Let's go to the history of this. So, right away we start with another French psychologist. Amazing how many of these, Tourette syndrome was French, and how many of these things come out of the French. French psychologist Théodule Armand Ribat was among the first scientists to study amnesia. He proposed Ribat's law, which states that there is a time gradient in retrograde amnesia. The law follows a logical progression of memory loss due to disease. First, a patient loses the recent memories, then personal memories, and finally intellectual memories. He implied that the most recent memories were the first lost. That kind of seems weird, don't you think? Case studies have played. When was this? When was this? So let me click on him. And he was born December 18th, 1839, and died in December 19th, 1916. Oh, look. He's looking off to the right. Oh, look. We can't see if his hand is in his jacket or not. Remember when I said I bet it happened around the 1880s? Holy shit. What a coincidence. What?
Did you say Marvin?
No. So let me ask you this, sweetheart. If you could guess a time in history when amnesia was first documented, when would you say, just off the top of your head, you think, do you think it's like, you know, the first cases date back to like the hundreds or the BCs?
No, I would think they would have seen more of that from like Civil War people, you know, that got blown in blasts and.
See what I mean?
Because there weren't car accidents.
She still thinks she's still in that mindset. So, just like everything else, it seems to have emerged in the 1880s. Go figure, huh?
When was the Civil War?
1865 to 1860 to 18, I think. I don't.
Oh yeah, right around that time. That would be my guess.
It's amazing how this whole thing works. It's like she knows, but she's not gonna say it because, you know. Case study. I don't care. Case studies.
Did I get it wrong? I wasn't fighting with you.
It's whatever. It's okay. It's what it is. Case study played a large role in the discovery of amnesia and the parts of the brain that were affected. The studies gave important insight into how amnesia affects the brain. So are we saying that they discovered amnesia? So again, nobody in the 1700s was like, hey, I suddenly lost my memory. You're telling me that this shit, and she says that around the Civil War, I mean, the Independence War and all of the wars that have existed throughout history, you would think if amnesia was caused by a conk on the head, there was enough wars to conk people on the head, you know, throughout history. So. Oh. It's amazing. There is clearly something to this. You know, the 1880s, man, if I could go back in time to like any time, I think I'd want to go back to then. I think what they're telling us is just insane. You know, what I wouldn't give to go back and see the World's Fairs. What I wouldn't give to go back and see the inherited world before they started destroying it. Before they figured out, like, oh, well, we'll just say a war happened and we'll destroy everything. We'll blame it on a cow kicked over a lantern in a barn and Chicago burnt to the ground. All those magnificent stone, fucking marble, granite, whatever buildings, they just burnt down. It looks like bombs hit them. And at the same time, they somehow like rebuilt it in no time. And I think what they say is like 3 people died in the entire Chicago fires. Shit happened at night. You know, shit was supposedly this raging like monsoon of fire. And yet only like 3 people died. If you look up the total death counts for all of the major fires in history, it's like less than 20 people or some shit. It's something ridiculous. You know, so much of this information is available, and there are so many multitudes of people out there making videos. I can't help but question it. You know, I was talking to Mary through Facebook, and you know, we were looking at, I sent her a video of whatever. Like there's plenty of guys out there that I watch. Mind Unveiled has been dropping videos a lot lately. But like this one page I like a lot is like Old World Secrets or some shit like that. I don't remember what it's called. But the videos, you know, they get like my numbers on a good day, right? It's not this huge channel or anything. But I have to pose it to Mary, right? A lot of these videos are a half hour, 45 minutes long. The guy clearly isn't just spitting, you know, shooting from the hip. He's clearly reading a script. And actually, usually it's like the AI they use jumps between 2 voices for some reason. One's a little more British than the other. But these videos, you know, will show photographs, lots and lots of photographs, or even video clips to validate whatever point is being made in said video. And again, they make really great videos. But I just can't help but ask, how? How are you creating a new video every day? Half hour long, you know, full of information, well-written script. You know, you have to edit the whole video, all the images together. Then you have to write and record. You have to find all the images. Let's go. First, you have to find all the images, pull them, put them into your database, then edit them together into your movie. Which is also, like, the pictures aren't just random pictures. The pictures go with what's being said. So to sync it up, the script to be, you know, like, think about that. For the images to change to fit the things that are being talked about, especially when it's not like it's on a set, each image sits there for a certain amount of time. Sometimes the images go faster, sometimes they stay longer. So each one has to be carefully, you know, edited and selected to fit each segment being talked about. So then the script is written, the pacing is all figured out. It's then, the script is recorded, then edited into the video, or whatever way they do it. And then it's uploaded. And these guys, again, they don't have like a feed, you know, their channel is not one where you know they're living well off of YouTube. You know, they have worse numbers than I had 6 months ago, 8 months ago, before Charlie got kirked. You know, some of their videos actually do pretty well, but, you know, a lot of them are under 10,000. So don't they have jobs? Don't they have bills they have to pay? And like, when are they putting these videos together? It's the part of it I really, you know, it bugs me. It bugs me because you want to believe something all day, so you ignore these things when you can. You know, when you see it, you go, oh yeah, this is weird, but I like what's being said, so I'm going to ignore it. It's the Ken O'Keefe thing, right? I ignored a lot of red flags with Ken O'Keefe. because he was the only one saying what he was saying, and I wanted it to be true. But you just think like putting this together is very interesting. I know what it takes to do what I do, and that's a lot of effort. And my shit isn't nearly as polished as theirs is. And you know, and nowadays, how do you even know what you're looking at? You never know anymore what pictures are real and which ones aren't. The systems that they've created, the AI systems and all that, these things can create realistic looking images. How long have they had this tech? I think they've always had it. Just like I think they've always had ChatGPT or something like it. That's how we got the history we have. You know, that's how it all came to fruition. Because somebody literally sitting there and writing all that shit out just seems strange. Where are they getting their information from? So much of history is you know, you're hearing about these magnificent polymaths throughout history. Sorry. All you do is whine here. Oh, look, that's clearly a piece of shit Jew. And this person is saying they're the Ku Klux Klan. So now I have Klan members watching. Oh, you guys are so dumb. You guys are so dumb. You cowardly Klans members. I joined 6 months ago. I have 1 subscriber. I'm real. Hang on. So wait, let's keep going with this. We got a little distracted. Studies gave important insight into how amnesia affects the brain. Studies give science the resources into improving their knowledge about amnesia and insight into a cure or prevention. There are several extremely important study cases. Henry Mollison, RB and GD. Henry Mollison, formerly known as HM. How many of you have a formerly known as? Like I get, like if you're abroad and you were married.
I have 2.
Right. But outside of that, you know, it's not like you changed your first name or anything, but changed the way people thought of memory. The case was first reported in a paper by William Beecher Scoville and Brenda Milner in 1957. So, like, this is where I don't even bother reading too much more. Why am I looking into the history of amnesia, and we're talking about 1957? Patient GD was a white male born in 1940 who served in the Navy. Okay, so that's it, literally. When I'm looking up the history of amnesia, that's what comes up, is a bunch of these goofy cases. Signs and symptoms. Individuals with amnesia can learn new information, particularly if the information is non-declarative knowledge. However, in some situations, people with dense anterograde amnesia do not remember the episodes during which they previously learned or observed the information. Some people with amnesia show abnormal amount of memory loss, confusion, and difficulty recalling other people or places. I'm starting to think amnesia isn't nearly as common as you sort of believe it is because of cartoons and shit. Like I said, the only reason I even thought about this was I was watching Mama's Family yesterday, and the broad got hit in the head and she got amnesia, and of course she got hit in the head again and it brought back the normal personality. Like, she completely changed personalities and then hit in the head again and it brought back her normal personality. And I can remember like countless shows growing up from the 80s and earlier, the 90s. It happened in the 90s, but it started to they started to distance themselves from it. You didn't see it as much. And you really don't even see it that much anymore. Like, you never see, because it's such a ridiculous sort of concept. But you have, like, that movie 50 First Dates. Oh my God, what a terrible movie. Adam Sandler, if he wasn't Adam Sandler-Steen, if he was Adam fucking, you know, Smith, he would never be allowed to make movies. His movies are terrible. You know, he got big off of Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, but the thing is, if you watch...
Playing a little kid? An irresponsible little kid? Spoiled little brat?
Hanging out with other little kids and shit. Weird. His best friends become kids. It's so fucking weird. Billy Madison is such a dumbass movie in concept and execution. So is fucking Happy Gilmore. Like, they're these beloved movies from our teenage years. You know, when we first started smoking pot and all this other shit, we'd watch these movies. Go watch it now. You go tell me how good that shit is.
It's rather cringy.
But there's a movie called Going Overboard. That was Adam's first movie. The first movie he was given. And you know, he got paid millions of dollars for it and shit. But it's basically if Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore were one character and they're on a boat. And it's let the hilarity ensue. It's such a bad movie. And you see this consistently with them. Like, everybody talks about, there's something about Mary is the funniest movie. Remember? Remember the one? People, their last name was Fokker. Oh, I bet we can get like 1 million jokes out of just that idea. That, because Fokker sounds like fucker. You get it? No, it's like, it's hilarious. You get it? You could probably make more than one movie based on that whole thing. You could probably make a movie simply called Meet the Fockers. Oh man, that'd be so funny. A whole movie about their name being Fokker. Because, you know, that makes sense. That's, you know, the thing was, apparently the story is that the FCC or whoever it is that controls that shit wasn't going to let them do it unless they they could prove that there was actually somebody in the United States with that last name. And lo and behold, they found it. there's a Fokker. I'm sure they liked it.
Of course there's a Fokker.
But, you know, like Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler are like the same thing to me. They are both so not funny, overrated, like clearly their Jewishness is what got them there. And except for with Ben Stiller, he was born into it. And his mom is not a Jew, but his dad definitely is. And that's all you need is the one connection. Like, I forgot who I was looking up yesterday. But it was like, oh, they're not Jewish, but their maternal grandmother was Jewish. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I don't have any of those. Oh, let's see. Some people with amnesia show abnormal amount of memory loss, confusing. Okay. Declarative amnesia. Declarative memory can be broken down into somatic memory and episodic memory. Somatic memory being that of facts, episodic memory being that of memory related to events. Semantic and episodic, non-declarative information. I can't believe I can't find... I mean, I can, but the history of this is non-existent. Why is the history of this so... Let's see, cause. There are 3 generalized categories in which amnesia could be acquired by a person. The 3 categories are head trauma, example, head injuries, traumatic events, example, seeing something devastating to the mind, or physical deficiencies, i.e. atrophy or hippocampus. Atrophy of the hippocampus. The majority of amnesia and related memory issues derive from the first 2 categories, as these are more common, and a third could be considered a subcategory of the first. Head trauma has a very broad range. It deals with any kind of injury or active action towards the brain which may cause amnesia. Retrograde and anterograde amnesia is more often seen from events like this. An exact example of the cause of the 2 could be electroconvulsive therapy, which would cause both briefly for the receiving patient. So their example that they give is if they electrocute your fucking brain. That might fuck your brain up a little bit.
What? No way.
No, seriously.
No way.
Seriously. No, seriously. You know how you like to, cut wires and then lick it because you're like, this tastes good, and it does. Nah. I guess some people, electricity's bad for them. Can you believe that shit? Pussies.
Not just electricity to the brain.
Right.
Come on. Unzip.
I mean, this is really weird. Many forms of amnesia fix themselves. However, there are a few ways to cope with memory loss if treatment is needed. I mean, I only really come to these things so I can read the historical accounts. Right? Like, all of the other bullshit is just, it is what it is. But when you look at the historical accounts that were shown here, and you just see that, like, Henry Mollison changed the way people think, and this is 53, 57. Studies. Researchers did a 14-year follow-up on Mollison. They studied him for a period of 2 weeks to learn about his amnesia. After 14 years, Mollison still could not recall things that had happened since his surgery. However, he could still remember things that had happened prior to the operation. Clive Wearing. Another famous historical case of amnesia was Clive Wearing. Clive. Good old Clive. What a terrible name that is. Clive.
So yucky.
Right. Sounds like chives.
Part.
Right? Give me some Clive. I'm going to get me a big old handful of Clive. And that sounds like if I grabbed your crotch, that's what I would say. Give me some of that Clive, baby. Ooh, that Clive keeps me alive. I'm alive because of Clive. I came from the Clive and I'm trying to get back to it. Clive. What a weird name. Is it short for something? Is it like Clivier or something? Clive. Clive. No, this is all European here. Clive Wearing was a conductor and musician who contracted herpes. This virus affected the hippocampal regions of the brain. Because of this damage, Wearing was unable to remember information for more than a few moments. He got herpes? If herpes did that, how come we don't hear about that happening more often? Are we sure it wasn't what he got for it? His treatment?
What? People need doctors. Dick.
Patient RB, because he couldn't remember what his name was a normally functioning man until the age of 52. At age 50, he had been diagnosed with angina. Again, why would you call something angina?
Vagina.
It's right there.
Right.
Angina sounds like something that you would get in your vagina.
Right.
Yeah, I got a case of the angina in my vagina. Like, gina, just in general, I think gina should be reserved to pussy at this point. Anything that has to do with gina, let's just call that vaginal stuff from now on. Diagnosed with angina and had surgery for heart problems on 2 occasions after an ischemic episode, reduction of blood to the brain that was caused from a heart surgery bypass. So this is the second time somebody was fucked up because of something that... Who did it again? Did the people do it to themselves? No. It was doctors. It was doctors yet again. Mary, where have you been, girl? Jesus Christ. Don't you think it's weird? I was just talking about this, but don't you think it's weird that those videos, that channel that I was sharing with you, that they can produce such quality videos every day? Writing scripts, editing, capturing all of the footage necessary, and then, which is the most difficult part, and I think it's the part that people don't think about the most, but to sync up what you're talking about with the images. You know, those images have to be relevant to what's being said, or else it's going to be stupid. And to think these guys are doing this day after day after day, all of these guys, like I told you guys a long time ago, Tartaria is the best fucking distraction they've given us in a long time. And the main reason it's such a fucking fantastic distraction is because it's true. The best distractions are true. If you're watching, like, share, and sub. Help out. It helps, I guess. That's what they say. Normally, when I ask this, the numbers tank, but ask it anyway. If you're watching, like, share, and sub. But the Tartaria thing is literally... You have to believe, like, your only sources of information are what they let out. And at this point, if you want a really big feed, make Tartaria videos. Make Epstein videos. Make Trump videos. These things, they don't hinder you anymore. You know, there are so many people out there making old world Tartaria kind of videos, and all of them, they're all dead on. They all make all the sense. It seems as right as rain. You're not going to fucking tell me that 1900s people built the fucking subway. 1894, they got the idea for it. By 1904, they're opening the doors. It's not how things work. I will not believe it, especially when you don't provide any evidence to back up your narrative. And so obviously, when it comes to Tartaria, when it comes to old world shit, every single thing, every time you look into it, once you get past a certain point, you're right. It's not how you go, fucking, hey, this doesn't make any sense. This narrative is bullshit. First submarine in 1620, what the fuck are you talking about? How did they make dry ice? You know, liquid CO2 is the coolant. But carbon dioxide doesn't exist at our atmosphere. At the pressure of our atmosphere and the temperature. It has to be way colder and under a lot more pressure. So what were they using in the 1800s to, one, create all the pressure in the, quote, bladder that was holding this gas that they somehow were able to capture? And then what did they use to cool it? If liquid carbon dioxide is the coolant, how do you get liquid carbon dioxide in the first place? It can't just come from natural, like it's cold outside, so you take the carbon dioxide out and you let it freeze. No. Temperatures don't get low enough. We're talking about like minus 70, 80 something. Unless we're talking about, you know, Wutskutsk or whatever that place is. It's very obvious now. The grand pianos blew my mind. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, that's such a great thing that you just don't even think about. You've never even thought about it. But that point he makes about that the pianos have about 30,000 pounds worth of tension inside of them. And that these things maintain holding 30,000 pounds worth of tension for decades. Shit doesn't make any sense. Or what about the pianos that play themselves? You know, I don't know if you saw the video about the looms and how those are like the first analog computers, and holy shit, it makes a lot of sense. But it's also crazy is
Still live?
yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Patient GD was a white male born in 1940. Again, he was diagnosed with chronic kidney failure and received hemodialysis treatment for the rest of his life. In 1983, he went to the hospital for elective parathyroidectomy. He also had a left thyroid lobectomy because of a severe loss of blood to his left lobe. Okay, so again, the narrative is strictly, there's no cases being talked about of somebody getting hit on the head. And you would think, with as much as that shit was in TV, I thought it was something like I know when I was a kid, I thought that there would be a lot more white supremacists out there. Right? Sorry. Forgot what I was saying. Yeah, well, must have been fucking important. Jeez. Broads. So when you say in fiction, it's just blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's actually not a lot. I'm surprised. Global amnesia is a common motif in fiction despite being extraordinarily rare in reality. Yeah. Because I don't remember any time of having global amnesia, but maybe that's the thing. Maybe we don't remember having it.
Isn't that kind of what the Mandela effect does?
In a way, I guess it seems like the Mandela effect to me is a clown show. Talk about a distraction. Talk about some bullshit ass distraction and people are super invested in it.
Oh yeah.
Super, like those same people,
Yes,
they're not talking about the pedophile stuff or anything like that. They're like, the Berenstain Bears used to be the Berenstain Bears. No. Like, do you know how many of those things, like literally all of them, every time I watch a Mandela Effect video, newest Mandela Effects, I watch it and I'm like, so wait, because some people are like, yeah, I remember it this way, that means it's a Mandela Effect? It couldn't just be that people are stupid. It couldn't just be that people aren't, they misremembered it. No, there must be something fucking going on here. You give me your best Mandela Effect. The only one that really fucks with me is the idea of our kidneys. Why they tell us our kidneys are up here. If you look up where the kidneys are, they're like beneath your rib cage. Protected by your rib cage. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that kidneys are not there because my wife has a scar on her back to prove it. But outside of that, if anyone wants to give me their best Mandela Effect, I'd love to hear it. Just understand that, don't be upset. That's all I can tell you. Don't be upset when it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to.
What? Hello. So what does all this mean?
Ooh, oh, ooh, oh. If you want it, you can get it for the rest of your life. Kanye is one of the most irritating people. I think he's one of the greatest musical geniuses of our time. And yet his whole shtick is just, what am I even looking at anymore?
You're gonna step in it.
The whole Hail Hitler song is now Hallelujah, and like, oh God, it's so dumb.
Can have you step in my stuff?
That song is like one of my favorite songs of all time. The lyrics aren't the best, but they're still really, it's just a great song. Ooh, whoa. Actually, my favorite part is Kid Cudi's verse, which is not even much. Get mine, baby. Gotta let these no. Yeah. Get it right, baby. Just go and get your own. That's all he said. And then Fergie's annoying as shit. Did I mention that I almost did that line? Fergie, there was no almost about it. We know you did it. It's ridiculous. Most of it is people forgetting and making a big deal about it. It's really a big distraction. Absolutely. That's why it's not like ridiculed. I mean, do you ever hear people say shit like, oh my God, are you one of those Mandela effect people? Ugh. They'll throw the flat earth out there like you're a fucking poisonous snake, you know? But like even the most like staunch, you know, flat earthers are stupid. If you go, yeah, but that Mandela effect, they're gonna be like, I know, the Berenstain Bears. Fucking stupid. Let's see what the top Mandela effects are. If you want it, you can get it for the rest of your life. Oh, top Mandela effects. Gee, it pops right up too. For some reason, this thing just it populates it. If I look up Team Jorge, I have to spell that shit every time. There's plenty of things where if I look it up, I have to spell it all out. This shit popped right up. Here's an article from Men's Health magazine. You know, they're out there fucking. They're out there kicking ass, telling truth that nobody wants told. Because when I think of conspiracy theory, I think of Men's Health magazine, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Hulk Hogan died 20 times, lol. Mary Liz Donnelly. But a couple of them are real, I think. Name one. I want to hear what you think. I want to ridicule your thing. Curious George didn't have a tail. I remember Curious George having a tail. I remember it. Maybe it's because you remember monkeys having a tail, you dumbass. The number one thing that comes up is this is 40 Mandela effects that will blow your mind. It even says that. Mind. No. The Mandela effect is a phenomenon that makes us question even the most mundane memories from the past. In June 2019, the famed New York Times crossword puzzle made it a theme and defined it as a recent refinement of false memory that typically refers to pop culture or current event references. Right? Because if they're changing shit, they're going to be like, hey, let's change Curious George having a tail. That's what we're going to change. Nobody can point to anything that actually matters being changed. But when the New York Times is talking about it, do you really think they're making it a theme of their crossword puzzle? Do you really think you're telling secrets when you're talking about it? This is the part where my experience is what really shines through for me. Because I know just how difficult it is to go against the censorship that comes your way when you start saying shit you're not supposed to say. And that rhymes, so it's true. And then you have all of these other guys, these other things, where it's like shoved in your face. And they'll say, it'll be dumb distractions like this, or it'll be certain things. Like right now, everybody is super gung-ho Epstein. When was the last time you heard somebody talk about Gaza? When was the last time you heard somebody bringing up the fucking genocide taking place in Gaza? Are we nice and distracted from that yet? All of this shit is so... It's evil. It's bad. So, if it's all bad and it's evil, why do you believe any of it? Whew, that was close. That would have been nasty. I'd have been so mad at you. The thing is, Mary, you've sort of gotten here with me, you know. In the last, 6 months or so, you've started to see things. And the problem being, once you actually allow the crack to happen, where you go, okay, all of this might be bullshit. It especially when you allow it to affect the things that you like. Because if you still hold on to things because you like them, it still keeps you in that world. You know, I think my wife is a really interesting example of it, because of her want to believe in astrology and crystals and, you know, pagan stuff like that, blah blah blah. And she wouldn't be a human being, and she wouldn't be an intelligent human being, if hearing me say these things all the time hasn't affected that even a little bit. She still just as staunchly believes it as she ever did. Because you can't be somebody that says, oh, this is fake, and this is fake, and this is fake, and this is fake, and this is fake. I like this, though. I like this one. So this one's real. But everything else is fake. And when it comes to everything, whether it's pagan, Christian, Muslim, whatever, you are told what to think. You didn't figure this shit out. What time do I got to get him?
You gotta leave here at 11:15 at the latest.
Okay, so let's go back to it. Named by paranormal researcher Fiona Broome. Gee, I wonder who she is. Fiona Broome, or Broome, Broome, Broome. Get in mine, baby. Oh yeah, sexified.
See, I can't help but look at some of those pictures, and it's like, okay, why did they purposely try to discredit this person by using such an unflattering picture? Because I think a lot of times it's very calculated too.
Well, because the last thing they want is everybody like questioning. So if you're already questioning it, well then here. But you know, there's a lot of, they don't want everybody like just to be in the habit of questioning the reality. Because the more you start questioning your reality, the more you're going to see the holes. Mandela effect might be a great place to start. And it is for a lot of people. And for most people, they don't, you know, if you go down the Mandela effect rabbit hole, you don't do what I do. And I would guarantee, you know, 99% of you would have thought that I was going to be a Mandela effect guy, right? You thought I would be like, oh yeah, man, you know, you thought I would be that. I'm not at all. And so there's, you know, the Mandela effect is way too pushed on us for me to think that shit's real. But like, again, you know, they're definitely not going to let some super hot broad do it, because people would pay attention just because, you know, and again, if you can get people started on questioning things, that has the potential to be dangerous. Now, if they're already a dumbass Christian and a Republican and you know, blah, 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 then throwing this extra thing in the mix isn't going to make a difference. But it has its potential. Broome according to Broome, it's basically remembering something that doesn't match the historical records. For example, the stuff you use to make your home smell fresh isn't Febreze, Febreeze.
No, it's 1E, right?
I don't know what it is, but again, I can't imagine why I would care. Why would that be something like, that's such a dumbass distraction? More on that later, it says. Broom has said that she loves the idea of the Mandela effect or others claiming they distinctly recall something, distinctly recall different events or details could be proof that we're existing in an alternate realities. I mean, dude, people are stupid. No, I remember this. I remember this. No, it was this. Oh, shit, you're right. It was that. You understand that there is a large contingency of the population that believes there is a man up in the sky watching down, smiting people that don't follow the rules. You can't say that because people emphatically say something that makes it true. If anything, the people that are like the loudest barking people are the ones that are usually most wrong. The ones that aren't willing to be wrong. And remember, I believe every conspiracy theory that comes my way. I'm just yeah. You would think, thanks, Mary. You would think that, why am I not believing this one? Because it's dumb. All right, so we're not so sure that's the truth, but these comparisons between popular belief and reality make our jaws hit the floor. Can you imagine that being a reality? No. Check out 40 of the most gobsmacking facts below. These are gobsmacking. Nelson Mandela's death. This is what it's named after. Let's start with the reason why we're all here. Nelson Mandela, who this theory is named after, died in 2013. However, countless people distinctly remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. No, dude, I remember that shit. Do you? Do you? You were a huge Nelson Mandela guy. You followed everything he did, huh? I'm actually one of those people who I thought maybe he had died or something because I just never heard anything about him. He wasn't a part of my world. And I remember when he got out of prison, I was like, oh, I thought he had died or something. But I'm not sitting here going, emphatically, I remember it. There was a party and there was a lady. She had on a red dress. We have
went
been
to that funeral.
Right. Yeah, he
Did
did.
any of the people come out and say, anything to that effect?
It's Jif, not Jiffy. Yeah, it's not Jiffy peanut butter. There's Skippy peanut butter, and there's right. People swear that there was a Jiffy peanut butter back in the day, but we speculate they're combining Jif with its competitor Skippy. Exactly. What makes more sense? That the mysterious the fucking time wave changed the idea that Jif peanut butter used to be Jiffy, or the brand Skippy that sounds just like it. People are sort of misremembering and mixing that up. What makes more sense to you? There was that guy. He's known as like the number one skeptic guy in the world. And anytime in the 90s and shit, the 2000s, there would be, one of those aliens videos or whatever. He'd be one of the guys interviewed on the other side. And I remember hating him because he would always point out shit and he would say shit like come on. What's more likely, that somebody's just fucking exaggerating? Somebody's lying? Like this, the whole notion of like, are you calling me a liar? Like, we're not allowed to call people liars. We're not allowed to suggest that somebody might not be telling the truth, either on purpose or, they're simply making a mistake or something like that. They fucked up, but they're not necessarily telling the truth. We're supposed to act like, are you calling me like you never tell lies, do you? You never tell lies. You're never lie. Your big fat ass wife pushes her shit into a dress that makes her look like a fucking microwave sausage ready to explode. And she says, "Do I look nice?" What do you say to her? "Yeah, baby, you look nice." I mean, it's just, it's fucking insane. I'm sorry. Let's go back. Seriously. Let's go back. Number 3, Looney Tunes, not tunes. It makes almost 0 sense, but yes, cartoon was spelled Tunes. Yes,
Yes.
it has been forever.
Right, because music was the only sound for a long time.
Whatever. But yeah, they've been cartoons. And actually, there were both spellings for a long time. But Looney Tunes was always Tunes.
Uh-huh.
And you misremembering it because it makes more sense the other way does not make it a fucking Mandela effect. Here's a Mandela effect. A terrible genocide happened right in front of your face in Palestine and nobody gave a shit. Yeah, right. There are people that say there's no genocide happening. What genocide? There's no genocide happening. Number 4, the Berenstain Bears didn't exist. The lovable cartoon family called their last name with an A, the Berenstain Bears, not the Berenstein Bears. No, they weren't Jewish. Why do we all want to remember them as Jewish? Because Berenstain is not a common, you don't hear people with a stain. With that spelling, more often than not, you're going to see a steen. That's what you're remembering, dumbass. Curious George's Tale. Notice how all of these are like dumb little cartoony things. Is it Sex and the City or Sex in the City? It's Sex and the City. Because you know why? Because the city is the 5th character of the girls. The city is another character. The show is not about them having sex in the city. But you want to remember it as Sex in the City. You're stupid. Febreze, you might use this stuff all day. Gross. It's, you thought it was Febreeze when it's only one E, like wife said. Oscar Mayer. My Bologna has a first name, it's Oscer. My Bologna has a second name, it's Mayer. He doesn't say Meyer. He says Mayer. Oscar Mayer. Skechers. Everybody thinks Skechers had a T in it, but it doesn't. Like, these are such dumb, nonsensical, does not matter. You can't say, oh, well, yeah, these are just sort of residual effects because there was a greater thing that happened. Because you can't point to it. What were the greater things that supposedly happened that these are just the residual effects of? Fruit Loops. Kellogg's had been spelling fruit like that for years, and we only noticed it now. It's Frootloops, not Fruit. Yeah. Makes sense from a marketing perspective. I mean, I just don't like... Yes, King Henry VIII had a turkey leg in his hand. This one's so dumb. People seem to remember him eating a turkey leg instead of it. What? How many people actually have active memories of this particular King Henry the VIII photo anyway, or this painting anyway? But you distinctly remember him having a turkey leg in his hand. Because while he was standing there waiting for the painting, he had a turkey leg that he was just like, right? You stupid asses. Let's see. The strongest one is the James Bond movie Moonraker. Dolly definitely had braces, And that's the whole point of the romance between Jaws and Dolly, because they both had braces. Well, what? What a dumb, like, just so pointless thing. I have to look that one up, yeah. Also, Richard Keel died in 2014, and the BBC even wrote an article describing Dolly with braces. So the BBC did fact check the movie incorrectly. Yeah, you know that, like, fact check, like, a lot of times, what you think of as being fact checked or what, it's not. It's not. That's why, like, so many, periodicals and whatnot have to put out what's called a retraction. They have to retract the story that they put out or a correction or whatever because they said something wrong. It happens literally all the time. People's deaths being reported and then they're not. How about the fact that, like, a large portion of the 19 hijackers were actually found alive after the fact? Number 12, the Monopoly Man and his monocle, that he had a monocle.
Who gives a fuck?
Right, this is something people might confuse him between the Planters Peanut guy. And as soon as you hear that, you go, oh yeah, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. It makes sense that the Monopoly guy had a monocle and that it was erased through the Mandela effect over people are just misconstruing the peanut guy, which are, some of the oldest character mascots in our culture. And both, basically, the peanut guy and the Monopoly guy are like the same fucking thing. They represent the same thing. They're the fucking top hats. Hell yeah. Ugh. The fuck happened? Damn it, I lost the shit. If you want it, you can get it for the rest of your life. Let's see. All right. Pikachu's tail. Though many of us clearly remember black detailing on the Pokemon character's tail, it's just yellow. Yeah? I mean, the hyphen in Kit Kat. That there used to be a hyphen in Kit Kat. Who gives a fuck? The Fruit of the Loom logo that had the cornucopia behind it. That's one of those ones where it was a very common display. You saw a cornucopia and the fruits and stuff like that in many different depictions throughout your life. That used to be a common thing. So to then think your Fruit of the Loom did that, yeah, there you go. Cheez-It or Cheez-Its? It's Cheez-It. Right. Double stuffed Oreos. If you're trying to tell us that there isn't a second F in double stuff, our lives have officially been a lie. Like, these all sound like fat chick things. I swear to God, I remember the double stuffed Oreos having 2 F's in it. When did that change happen? When do a lot of these things said to have changed? Mona Lisa smile. There are a lot of theories about this one, but so many people have claimed that she used to have a more obvious smile. Oh, come the fuck on. Again, how many times do you think you've seen the Mona Lisa depicted and then she smiles or she starts talking or some shit in a cartoon or whatever? Dude, that's what you're misremembering. You're putting in other shit you've seen. It's not like you only saw the Mona Lisa that one time and you could swear that one time you saw it, you know, you've only seen one example of the Mona Lisa. People are really arguing about this stuff. Let that sink in. Fruit Loops changed to Fruit Loops and then changed back. Yeah, okay. C-3PO had a silver leg. I didn't know C-3PO had a silver leg. I never paid that much attention. But you also have to remember what the visual quality was like back then. And for him to have one silver leg actually makes sense because he was a junk bot that Luke had sort of, or that was put together. Scrap bots kind of put together, broken pieces. The Flintstones had 2 T in it. 2 T's. No. The Flintstones. They wouldn't be the Flint. I don't know which one it's supposed to be. Isn't it the Flintstones? No, it's the Flintstones. Flintstones? Flintstones would be make more sense, but chartreuse. Do you recall someone telling you that chartreuse is a magenta pink color?
No.
No.
No, chartreuse is a greenish.
Bluish green, yeah. I remember people telling, like, that's something so dumb. No, I swear to God, somebody told me that chartreuse is pink. Okay. Are we saying that some dumb people thought some dumb shit? I wonder if they're going to bring up the whole, what's it called? Where do babies go?
Purgatory.
Purgatory thing.
Oh, that was brought up yesterday.
Oh, that gets brought up every time. That guy thinks he got a win one time because he brought it up. So I looked it up and I'm like, you know, I know that we were told so, and it turns out that we were told that limbo was being talked about being gotten rid of, the concept of limbo, but it hadn't. But like if you look it up, they say, why do so many people think that purgatory was abolished? And it's because they sort of made it sound, it was like 2008 or something, 2007 or 8. But the church had come out and done, you know, because people were talking about the whole idea that babies that aren't baptized go to fucking purgatory, and that's pretty shitty. You know, purgatory is full of a bunch of babies and a bunch of people that were depressed and killed themselves. Purgatory sounds wonderful. Life is like a box of chocolates is not what Forrest says. It actually says, if you listen closely, he says, life was like a box of chocolates. Well, Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates, right? That makes sense, right?
Who gives a fuck?
But that makes sense. You're wasting time on something that doesn't make sense. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Nope, that wasn't a line. Magic mirror on the wall. I mean, again, these are things that, yeah, the you know, the original might be one thing, but it's been satired and repeated so many different ways, so many different times, and you just remember a mixture of things. Luke, I am your father. Honestly, this is the one that caused most dear, perhaps the most famous line wasn't even said. All he really said was, I am your father. That's what he says. They're talking and he says, I am your father. But again, think how many times Saturday Night Live spoofed it or whatever. Just because they did it wrong doesn't mean it was a different way. Run, you fools. Hate to burst your bubble again, but this memorable line was never said by Gandalf. Before his treacherous fall, you can clearly hear him saying, "Fly, you fools." Was he saying that to people who could fly? Because if they're trying to escape something, telling people to run when they can fly is probably the dumbest thing you could say. That would be like you're at a music concert the day that your country is supposedly invaded, and it's an attack by people with flying go-karts, kidnapping people on motorcycles and shit. And you're at a music festival, and the bad guys show up and start shooting. So you go to escape the music festival, you get in your car and you drive, and then you stop, and you stop, so you block the whole path for people to be able to get out of the way, and you get out of your car and you start running out into a big open field where there's nothing to even hide behind or anything. That's what you do when you're escaping gunfire. You get out of your fucking giant metal, body armor that can travel 90, 100 miles an hour, and you get your fat out of shape, goofy ass out and start running across an open field, right? Isn't that what you guys do? I only proved an example because you asked. You didn't prove anything. Oh, but I don't believe human memory can be wrong 100% of the time, though. What are you talking about? Again, there are a large portion of the population, most of us, believe in some sort of sky daddy. And it's 100% based on lies that they've been taught. It has nothing to do with their experience naturally. So to say that you don't think people can be wrong, people can be wrong. Forever people were told that we lived on a ball flying through space. Supposedly, according to the narrative, we didn't used to believe that, and if you did say that, people would be like, "Are you fucking crazy?" And nowadays, it's the opposite. If you say, "Yeah, that story is bullshit," people are, "Oh my gosh, you're a conspiracy theorist." People can be made to believe all kinds of dumb shit. What the fuck is going on here? Okay. Hello, Clarice. We don't know what's scary. The fact that we remember Hannibal Lecter saying hello, Clarice, or in reality, that he said was good morning. Again, it's probably like in Living Color or Saturday Night Live or something that you're remembering where they did that. Oh, and your favorite song, man? Like we all think Freddie Mercury betting out of the world at the end of We Are the Champions, but it never happened. Yes, it doesn't. At the end when he says, "'Cause we are the champions," he doesn't say of the world. He says it at the other parts of the song. You might remember singing lyrics, "A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood," especially with the upcoming Tom Hanks film, but even the movie makers got it wrong. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Again, the or this, of course, that's just people hearing things. The correct number of of U.S. states is 50, obviously, but some Americans and foreigners alike learning there were 51 or 52. Yeah. Yeah.
We learned 52.
Oh my God. You're not fucking serious. Have you ever seen the I don't know if it's Jimmy Kimmel or it's Conan O'Brien or whatever, but they would do that thing where they would just interview random people on the street and they would ask them real basic questions. and people couldn't fucking answer shit. How many states are there? People would say 50, 52, right? Like, people are stupid. Literally now we're seeing the culmination of so much stupidity. Guys like that Wheezy, whatever his name is, white dude. Oh my God, I show my kids these videos. Lefty Gunplay. Have you seen this dude? This dude walks around without a shirt on all the time. Like, he doesn't have, like fat girl titties. Like, he's what the fuck is going on here? And so they interview him at the Grammys, and he's like, I'm out here promoting unity between black and brown, blah 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 blah. Listen to any of his fucking songs. What do they talk about? Black and brown people shooting each other. Don't fuck with his shit, his set, his homies, or he's gonna fucking shoot you. Just like Nipsey Hussle. Remember when Nipsey Hussle died? And like it's on the news, and you have Gayle King is talking about, oh man, I'm so upset. I listen to Nipsey Hussle music all the time. You never listen to Nipsey Hussle, and his music was terrible. Terrible. We're just gonna do this real quick. Number of states: Sinbad never played a genie. Smokey the Bear. It's Smokey, Smokey. Contrary to popular belief, it's Smokey the Bear. Oh, it's Smokey Bear. Okay, not Smokey the Bear. Tiananmen, the Tank Man was run over and killed. No, he wasn't in Tiananmen Square. Oddly enough, people were recalling astronaut's death. Many fans forgot or didn't notice his passing in 2012. People had no recollection of Neil Armstrong dying. That's a Mandela effect because people didn't remember Neil Armstrong dying. Billy Graham's death. Like Mandela, many can't place when Billy Graham's funeral aired on TV. That's probably because it didn't happen long ago. He died in February 2018. I mean, again, are you a huge Billy Graham follower or some shit that you can't? You're like, man, I can tell you when Billy Graham was married. I can tell you when he had his first kids. I can tell you all that, but I just, no. Why would you remember his funeral? Mother Teresa's canonization. People have strong opinions about Mother Teresa was canonized as a saint. The real event happened in 2016, but many remember her entering sainthood in the 1990s when she was still alive.
Nobody cares. No,
She was a saint while she was still alive. Gotcha. Space Shuttle Challenger explosion. Though the tragic accident took place on January 28th, 1986, there are a number of people who thought it happened in 84 or 85. Are you kidding me? This is making it to the list. This is a top thing that some people couldn't quite remember the year that this happened. I bet you if you ask them about any number of events from around that time, they're going to get it wrong. When aviation Charles Lindbergh's infant son was kidnapped, the entire world focused their attention on it. Many remember the case going cold, but they sadly found the body and sentenced the killer to death for the heinous crime. Yeah. Because that's what happens when people get kidnapped. It's not like you see on TV where they break in and catch the guy just before he's about to do something horrible. Patrick Swayze's health. Though the actor sadly died after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, people have said they remember him recovering. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Though Leo finally took home his first Oscar for Best Actor in 2016, countless people argue he scored one much earlier. This is so goddamn stupid. Location of Disney World Castle. I want to know who built that thing.
Disney World is in Florida. Disneyland.
If you've ever been to Magic Kingdom, you recall where the castle is located. Some, even one Orlando local on Reddit, clearly remembers it being the entrance to the park.
Oh.
What? No! You walk through the castle to get to the park? What kind of sense does that make? Okay, so that was that. So now I want to look up. I'm going to read you guys some Nipsey Hussle lyrics. This is my wife's favorite thing I do.
No, really.
Nipsey Hussle, top songs. Okay, Nipsey Hussle's top 10 best songs from the critics. He's critically acclaimed. Let's see what the number one song is. Number 10. Number 2. Number 1. Blue Laces 2. Okay, let's look that up. Blue Laces 2. This is a guy who was all about like unifying the community and shit. Remember, okay? So let's see what it says. Mogul and they know that. Logo on my floor mat. Courtside Chamberlain. Throwback match my Rolex.
You gotta go in a minute.
Everywhere I go flex. Valet park on some Loke shit. Whole lot of smoke in the Rari. That thing potent. Burning rubber, wearing cameras. They was under covers. Under pressure, made statements. Turned on they brothers. Never judge you, but the streets will never love you. I wonder what it comes to in your brain if you run to. Man, these are some fucking lyrics, boy. If you run to ones that hate us and cuff us and mace us, call us dumb niggas, cause our culture is contagious. Third generation South Central gangbangers that live long enough to see it changing. Think it's time we make arrangements. Finally wiggle out the... Find me out in different places. And the spook by the door. This is infiltration. Double back dressed in blue laces. Ooh. Ooh. They killed Dr. Sebi. He was, and this is real. He was teaching health. I fuck with Rick Ross because he teaching wealth. Dropped out of school. I'ma teach myself. Made my first mill on my own. I don't need your help. All black Tom Ford. It's a special event. It's a special evening. City council meeting. They got Hustle speaking. $1 billion project about to crack the cement. So one of our investments had become stagnant. Summer roll 18. Summer roll 18. Man, it's such a season. About to make my partners look like fucking geniuses. We was in the Regal. It was me and Steven. We done took a dream and turned it into a zenith. Anything I wanted and everything I needed. Gotta pace yourself. It's all about your breathing. You can have it all. It's all about your reason. I done took my name and carved it in the cement. Oh, Jesus Christ. Verse 3. I flashback on that shootout at the beach. 20 deep, you tried to squeeze. Your gun jammed and they released. Blood on your tee. How many stains? I see 3. The bitch started to panic, so I made her switch seats. Driving now. Police chopper ahead flying now. Really not too spooked. Calmly asking me, am I dying now? He's calmly asking himself that. All I know is keep your calm and collected. Is keep you calm and collected. Cracking jokes like, nigga, now you gon' finally be respected. So after every, this is what you do to get respected? See your blood leaking, got my foot on this gas, toss the 40, we pull up to Daniel Free as he crash. You know the alibi. They started shooting, we was standing by. Ain't seen nothing but the flare from the talons fly. I wasn't there, I was passing by. He rhymed by with by. Matter of fact, don't say shit. I'm just gonna drop you in the back and slide. That's yo weed. All the cash is mine. I took them both to the spot plus your phone till you back online.
Okay. Will you roll one?
You serious right now, right? That's fucking
Awful. Awful. How anybody could like that.
well, because he says it, because I'm just reading it, and when I read it, I don't say it like he says it in the song.
Okay, when he's using his voice as part of the instrument, that's not, then you're not really listening to the words, you're just listening to how it enhances or goes with the music. Okay.
I'm
well,
proud to
that's
say that if you read any of my songs, I think you'll have more respect for me.
You'll like it better than his performance of the words.
Yeah, you'll get it. There's a lot you're not getting just listening.
Well, even if you're in love with the performance, you're gonna like it even better once you actually read the words. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you perform it bad. I'm saying even if you're like infatuated with how he performs this particular piece, when you read it, it's gonna be like, holy fuck.
Well, but it's supposed to. I couldn't perform it. I couldn't do it justice performing it. There's too much going on for you to actually get it all. There are double entendres. There are setups. There are deliveries. There's the payoffs. There's all of it is in there, and it helps to be able to read it. But this shit is just trash. This is just trash. Racks in the Middle. I know that's one of his other big songs. Lyrics are, yeah, 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 yeah. Trappadix. Yeah, 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 yeah. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry. I was riding round the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God that they let my dog out the kennel. Poetic shit. Dog out the kennel. He means his homie, his friend, out of jail. Oh, what a lyrical master, huh? What a lyrical master, huh? All my pies are key lime. My disposition is so sour. I totally got it. It all just made sense. Yeah, right. That's called metaphor. That's called, like, talent. There's more than just one thing going on there. And it's not something obvious. My dog in the kennel. When you get it straight out the mud, you can't imagine this shit. I've been pulling up in the drop tops with the baddest bitches. Young nigga been focused on my check. Got a new coupe wrapped around my neck. Trying to put the water on my Patek. Patek. I don't know how. It's a watch, I think. I got killers to the left of me. He rhymed, got a new coupe wrapped around my neck with I got killers to the left of me. I know. We was lurking on him. Ain't showing no mercy on him. We was going back to back. We put a curfew on him. It was dark clouds on us, but that was perfect for us. We know you always crash and burn, but it was working for us. Oh man, that was really good. Limo tint the V12, double check the details. Gotta cross my T's and dot my I's or I can't sleep well. Millions off of retail. Once again I prevail. Knew the shit was over from the day I dropped my pre-sale. That shit actually rhymed. Some of it. Hold up, let the beat build. See me in the street still. I've been fighting battles up a steep hill. They gave my road dog 12. It was a sweet deal. And I've been riding solo trying to rebuild. Look up, look. I was riding around the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God that they let my dog out the kennel. When you get it straight out the mud, you can't imagine this shit. I've been pulling up and drop. Okay, we read that shit already. Look, under no condition would you ever catch me slipping. Motorcade shooters plus the Maybach chauffeur driven. If you catch me with it, they'll send me off to prison. Judge ain't sympathizing. Court don't show no forgiveness. Engine in the Lambo. It's always the same setup each time. We got to bring up the car. Engine in the Lambo, drowning out the music. Silk Dior with the flowers. 5 gold Cubans. Champagne while I shop. Hope I splurge foolish. Closing escrow twice this month. Both commercial units. Damn, I wish my nigga Fats was here. How you die 30-something after banging all them years. Grammy nominated in the sauna shedding tears. All this money, power, fame, and I can't make you reappear. But I don't wipe them though. We just embrace the only life we know. If it was me, I'd tell you, nigga, live your life and grow. I tell you, finish what we started, reach them heights, you know? And gas the V12 to the pipe and smoke. He was riding around, blah, blah. Another $1 million bail. That's just some regular shit. See my granny on a jet. Some shit I'll never forget. Next day we flew to Vegas with my Puma connects. We break bread. We ain't new to success. Bleed music, invest, enterprise, take lucrative steps. Cold game, but I knew it was chess. As a youth in the set, learn your game. You a student at best, but it's a couple things you can expect. Look, just like money, no money, nigga shooters respect. Other shooters, we was both. Don't want my crew on your neck. I'm on the freeway in a drop. It got me losing my breath. I do the dash with the blues on the deck. Good God, man, these shits are so bad. Here, I gotta go pee.
Go pay. Hi, y'all. Pay. You guessed it. I'm doing my makeup. I have parent-teacher conferences today for the younger one. We did the older ones yesterday. Went pretty good. No, yesterday? No, Tuesday. It's really stressful having kids. There's so much worry, and you always wonder, like, oh my God, should I be doing more? Ugh. It's a really scary feeling. Really scary.
This one.
Huh?
This one. This one. All right. Okay.
I love you.
Yeah. Why do we even have half days? What a stupid bunch of shit. All of the lights. Ooh, whoa, whoa. All I can say. Ow. Make some money on that shit. They sent me. I bought this thing for the kids. It was $100. But like I said, it was all the South Park episodes. It's like a whole bunch of DVDs. $100 for them is a great price if you know anything about how much those goddamn things were. But for some reason, some of the discs didn't work all the way through. Most of them work, and I don't know if it's just we have old DVD player or something. I'm not really sure. Like some of them, you know, the last couple of episodes wouldn't work, and so and so I'm gonna just turn around and sell it for like $75. You're gonna get most of them. I think that's a pretty good deal, considering. I'm definitely not gonna go through and try to figure out which one's which. But I complained to the person, like, hey man, these things fucking, hey, what's going on? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll send you a whole new set. So I got basically 2 sets for this price of one. So I'm just gonna sell the other one, and then it'll work out to be like $30 for all of it. Once your eyes are open, they're open. Right. That's the craziest shit. Oh man. You know, I sort of touch on this a lot, but you know, I think that the Israel Hayom article that is the third link in the description is such an important piece of this whole puzzle, and it doesn't get focused on by anybody else, it seems like. Like, I don't know anybody else that talks about this article. Has anybody ever heard anyone else mention the Bottom of Darkness article? I mean, this is like, especially when you have all of these supposed truthers out there who, you know, they're better than me. They know how, they look up all sorts of shit. They provide you with all sorts of names and look over here, no, look over there shit, you know? They tell you what to think. And yet, I haven't heard anybody else mention the Bottom of Darkness article, which is, to me, the most important article ever written. It's the confirmation of the conspiracy, but from their perspective. They wrote the shit. It's in the Israel Hayom paper. Like, that is, you know, if anybody questions the importance of Miriam Adelson, or of the Adelsons, look at how Trump just licks the twat of Miriam Adelson any chance he can get. You know, Trump has spent more time with Miriam than he has Melania. And she is the wife of Sheldon, or was the wife of Sheldon Adelson. She's the widow of Sheldon Adelson. And she, you know, and Israel Hayom was, according to the record, was his baby. That was like, of all the things that he did, being the guy that can provide Israel, his people, with a free propaganda newspaper, that was like his shit. That was the thing that gave him his biggest chubby. And so you know that this periodical has the like, you can't hide behind what you normally hide behind. Oh, that's just anti-Semitism. Oh, that's people who don't really know what's going on in the culture, so they're misrepresenting, or none of those things fly. None of them.
Since we're torn between our fears and what appears to be elation. The warning's in the mirror, so the tears should mean salvation. Because he's dropping bombs on children. Putin's dropping bombs on children. Putin's dropping bombs on children. Putin's dropping bombs on children.
Anyway, the whole thing with Miriam Adelson, and I'll give you a little hint that there might be a song in the works about this whole thing. But this article, it's from April of 2025. It's not like it's this ancient history article. And it's them. There's literally no Goyim involved in it. None of the people interviewing, none of the people being interviewed, none of the victims, none of the perpetrators. Nothing has to do with anybody but Jews. And it's not the biggest story. Like, to me, when you look at the implications of it, what it means, damn, son, it completely explains everything. That's the fucked up part. It explains everything. It explains why they are the worst people in the world. And it's like, again, you have to see it from the perspective of, how do they possibly feel sorry for anyone else? Oh, you gotta move. Oh, your house got blown up. Oh, poor baby. Were you violently, ritualistically raped by everyone that you were supposed to love and trust and protect you and all that? From the time you can remember, from as young as you can remember, until you aged out of it, while being told that you are chosen for this, you are special, you are the vessel for redemption, for transcendence, for all of these other people who have done these horrible things. You are the vehicle for them to be forgiven by God and all this other shit. And then at 13, like I say, when you age out of it, when you're less desirable to them, they now force you to rape a child so you can rid yourself of all of the stuff that you've accumulated by being that vessel. Oh, what's wrong with you? How could you have let yourself be that vessel? Right? Like, they do that shit, and it completes that loop. You know, once they have to rape the kid for their own transcendence, now they're guilty, and who are they going to tell? And it also, again, it explains how you can have a people that can live off of genocide. It explains how you can have a Hollywood full of pedophiles. It explains how you can have a government controlled by pedophiles, so pedophiles aren't getting, especially Epstein file shit. Everything Epstein has to do with them. Israeli operatives and all this shit. Like, it's all out. People aren't just, they just hate the Jews so much for no reason whatsoever. They're just somehow interpreting all of this data the exact same way, and it all says all the exact same shit. Man, those poor Jews, they're so unfortunate that their narrative just happens to fit the conspiracy so perfectly, don't you think? It's so fucking insane. I believe I can explain all of this. in very reasonable ways. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense that somebody that was ritualistically raped by the most important people in the world to them, nobody came to their aid, nobody protected them. As a matter of fact, they were sacrificed for the benefit of the elders, to then try to tell them, oh, you can't pay your bills. Oh, try to tell them they don't deserve to be living off of the government. You know, are you going to try to tell them after everything they've suffered through that they don't deserve favoritism? That they don't deserve Semitism? That they don't deserve an endless supply of government money and free housing and free medical? And look what they went through. They sacrificed to get to that position. And when all you're crying about is that your house got blowed up, or that you can't succeed because somebody's holding you down or something like that, like, what are they gonna care? They're gonna look at you and say, yeah, were you raped as a child for fucking decade yeah, so don't you talk to me about it. And then were you forced to then rape a child yourself? No, so shut up. Can you sleep at night? Yeah, well, I can't sleep at night. Look at how I look. I'm inbred and disgusting to begin with. You tell me how I'm wrong. Looks like, did they shut the comment section out? That hasn't happened in a long time. I mean, it's like if I was in court, right, and I had to present my case, please tell me how I would be, I wouldn't win. Of course I'm going to win. I'm going to provide you with motive, with evidence of crime, with explanation, like all of it. I have it. It's all right here. And if I had the ability to force an investigation, and I could say, okay, here, look into this and look into that, and don't take any no's. If I could control that part of the narrative, I would absolutely prove my point. And at the same, if there, it's like the good cops thing. If there really are good cops out there, then there shouldn't be any bad cops, right? Because if there were good cops, there wouldn't be any bad cops. Because those good cops would be out arresting the bad cops. And it's the same thing with these Jews. Where are the good Jews demanding that all of this that I'm talking about be exposed, be eliminated? Where's the demand for Matitza B'Pei to be outlawed? It just doesn't exist. They don't do that. Karen got kicked out, but she's back again. At least the comment section's working. I think I don't think anybody else is explaining it. This is the explanation part that doesn't seem to happen. People talk about what is happening, but the why gets eliminated, and the why is the most important part. You got to have the motive. You have to be able to explain to people, because people, why would somebody ever do that? Well, there you go. Why would they rape kids? Because they were raped, and they were told that they took in all that sin. It's like how Jews think that they can transfer their sins to a chicken, and then kill the chicken, and then donate that chicken to the Goyim, poor, so the Goyim eat their sins and shit. They believe really weird shit. Just because it's not something that you believe, or doesn't make sense as a belief structure, it doesn't mean that they don't do it. And this is the shit you have to wrap your head around. Just because it sounds like absolute insanity, and you can't, shut the fuck up. That's not how it, no way is that happening. It's fucking happening. What are you doing? It's happening, and it's easily explained, and unfortunately, it makes sense. It makes sense. It might not be what you would do, but it absolutely makes sense when you say, all right, so why else do these people live off of genocide and not think twice about it? Have you seen the videos where the bus pulls into a neighborhood that was recently cleared of its Palestinian residents? And then the Jews go running out, like, almost tripping over each other to try to claim one of the houses where a family lived. There's still food in the refrigerator and shit. Because they literally just cleared the family out of the location. Are you serious? Who could do that? How many of you could do that and not think twice about it? Not walk into the little kid's room and be like, oh my God, a fucking little kid lived in here. I wonder what happened to that kid. You're just, oh yeah, look, gotta get rid of some. We're gonna keep this. My daughter can, oh, it's a girl's room. Perfect. I have a daughter, she can sleep in this room. Now that's what you call demonic. Yeah, no shit. That's some fucking really rotten sort of literally taking possession of somebody else's essence, somebody else's identity, somebody else's home, all their knickknacks. You go through and you pick and choose what shit you want to keep, what shit you throw out. Oh, look, all these priceless pictures of their family, their children and shit. Throw this fucking shit out. Oh, look, here's the wife's lingerie. Let's put it on over our soldier clothes and then take pictures, because that'll be funny for the 8 millionth time. That's fucking funny, isn't it? It's funny. Ha! Aren't you guys like, that's funny, guy? You guys would do that, right? You'd clear an area and then go through the wife's lingerie and put it on and be like, and make videos and shit. Yeah, they're disgusting. They're the worst people in the world. And where are they? Where are the where are the good Jews out there calling for an end to this shit? At the end of the day, I don't care if you got that pink lady, whatever her fucking name is. I don't care if she's the one, whatever. She's not out there demanding that Matitza B'Peh be stopped. She's not out there demanding that bottom of darkness ritualistic practices be exposed and eliminated. She's not out there doing that shit. None of them are. You won't find that. You won't find a group of Jews that are actively out there condemning the Matitza B'Peh, the suction shit. It's literally part of their ritual. So if you sit there and pretend that the ritual is 4 steps, the Matitza, the suction, is one of those 4 steps. In order to complete the ritual, you need the suction. So for people to pretend like, oh, it's just the Hasidiotics. Oh, it's just the Orthodox. Yeah, the Orthodox. It's just the Orthodox. They're doing it. No, it's across the fucking board. Sounds like what just happened to me in Britain. I don't know which part that's referring to, but I'm assuming that's bad, so I'm sorry.
Murdered the 11th of May. But what happens when it's not your friend? It's you who's put away. The actors in the play read what they're told to say. But what happens when we don't pretend? It's just another day.
Yeah.
Calling for a strike. You're the only ones with the power to get this.
It's so fucked up, man. I mean, I'm explaining it to my kid today. And I'm trying not to go too crazy, and I'm trying not to go, too complicated. And I hear the shit I'm saying to him, and I'm just like, this is fucking insane. How is this shit the way it is? You know, I don't sit here and come at you with a bunch of fake shit. Everything when I tell you that Abraham, you know, Abrahamic religions, they're different, but they're all referred to as the same thing. They have the same characters, you know, the blah, blah, blah. It's just, you know, Abraham, the father of all religious people according to the Christians, the father of the Jewish people according to the Jews, and according to the Muslims, he's just a prophet. Abraham, the father of the Jewish people, along with his wife, Sarah, the mother of the Jewish people, were brother and sister. Like, directly brother and sister. How do you then, like, as soon as you hear that one, along with the countless other incestual narratives in the fucking Bible, like, it starts off, our entire people starts off with incest. It's so hard to describe to our innocent children, but they need to know. Yeah, well, I always encourage people to let their kids watch my feed. Yeah, I say swear words, so the fuck what? When you're not around, your kids swear all the time. All the fucking time. If you're gonna use me swearing as your excuse, well, then you're a good little goy, aren't you? This stuff isn't. Do you stop them from seeing movies? And anytime there's a swear word on the TV, you're like, don't listen. Come on, grow the fuck up. Look at this. Look at this Tartaria building. This Sacred Heart School, just right in the middle. I think this one's from 1909. Yeah, we just built that. Where'd all those bricks come from? Nah, don't worry about it. Don't ask. Don't ask questions like that. You stupid fucking goyim. What's the matter with you, goyim? What's the matter with you? Huh? Now see, all this shit, like, you think like this is no big deal, right? Like, this is just, this sort of looks like modern stuff. Just wait, watch. So you have the dome, that brick building right there, but you have your little dome right there, but just wait. There's a building, the Dearborn Library. I don't know when that was established, but just wait, watch. So look up here. Okay. The Ahmed El Cordia building, established in 1919. That building was built in 1919. Or at least that's what that brick that's covering up whatever was up there says. Because obviously that brick was added later. Right? You can tell. That Ahmed A, whatever his name is, that's something that was added later. But all this shit is old as fuck. This is from 1896. Holy shit, I never noticed that. This building was built in 1896, and it's still just going. Look at that intricate brickwork. Just no big deal, right? You dumb goyim. 1896. How was this all brought in? Where did it all come from? They gave you 1 hour. I don't understand. Minus the photographs. Oh. When they came and kicked you out? Yeah, that's crazy. That's fucked up. Anyway. So you know the routine. Go get your free download from the website www.the-bilderberg BILDERBERG-group.com. It's free to listen to. Free to download. Just when you click download, it'll ask you how much you want to pay. You click 0, and it's free. Think about it. This building here with all these cranes and shit, this shit's taken years to get here. And all these modern tools, bulldozers, all that shit, to make that big ugly ass glass building. Shit's ugly as fuck. Yet all these other buildings were built in like a year. You'll look it up, it'll be a year. They didn't have shipping routes. They didn't have all this shit. There's no like big waterway. It's all fucking stupid, man. Anyway, go get your free download, www. Blah, blah. The second link will be the link to Hollywoodism, the most important video ever made. I was actually watching Hollywoodism this morning before I went live, and I want to watch it again today. I was thinking maybe I should do a watch party. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. Maybe I'll do a watch party next time, and we'll watch Hollywoodism together, and we'll talk about what's being shown. Good gravy. Absolutely would there. And then the third link is going to be to Israel Hayom, the article that everyone should read. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You need to read it. You need to see it for yourself and read that shit for yourself, what they say about their own and how fucking disgusting and awful they all are. They're just horrible, horrible monsters. And until you realize that there really are real life monsters and they're much worse than you ever thought they were, until you understand that shit, you're going to continue to be victimized by it. I don't have to go to this yet. There's all sorts of receipts in the description of this video.
I'm all about equality, but we are not. Stop forcing women's stuff on me. Force only leads to shame, and life is just a game.
By the way, if you're watching, like, share, and sub. Don't forget to help out. I don't know how that helps. I don't know if it does help, but I'm saying help. Like, just throw the like on there. Click share. Click Facebook. You could even type, "This guy's crazy. Come tell him how he's crazy." Whatever you need to do. But help. Don't just take advantage. Don't just watch. Even if it's just for entertainment purposes, fucking help. I give so much to you guys. I give you hours of my day. I research. I do all the hard work. I give you free music, free download, free everything. All I ask you to do is help. And people think that's too much.
Progress to being women, not just girls. See, women are the pearls in this clammy life we lead. As men, we're simply squirrels chasing nuts to feed the breed.
Hot here.
Feed the breed. Feed the breed. Chasing nuts to feed the breed.
What is it, 29 degrees outside?
Feed the breed. Feed the breed. We chase them nuts to feed the breed.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey is lousy.
Ronda Rousey is lousy.
Watching her makes me drowsy, like I'm unwillingly sedated. Her presentation is just so basic, her promo skills are lacking. It's like she's flying in a spaceship whose foundation keeps on cracking. But she clearly has the backing of the men who are in charge. Which is why no one is asking why her goofy head's so large. She's like a sailboat to a barge. She may think she's like Brock Lesnar, but she only has her star
because Vince McMahon lets her.
Women are the best.
I think Ronda Rousey is dangerous. I think that the notion that, like, if you ever watched it, there was plenty of times when Ronda Rousey would, like, beat the shit, like, she'd be going nuts, and they'd have to send down the security, the men's security guards, and they'd send down these male security guards to pull Ronda Rousey out of her craziness, and she would light them up. She would be beating up, like, multiple dudes. And I just, what a terrible thing to consistently show little girls that they can physically compete in a fight with not just a man, but multiple men. Like, that's so fucking dangerous. That is so fucking dangerous. The last thing women need to do is get all big bad when when the dude said they're tough, they're gonna beat the boy up. Women need to learn that shit. Not okay. Anyway, I'm gonna bounce. You guys have yourself a great day. And you pedophiles, fucking kill yourself.